Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Good day from Europe. Good morning to PDK. Just immediately just get a beard hair in my mouth. It makes me stronger, I think. Yeah, we're good. I'm absorbing it back into my body. Got it. Good morning, everyone. How we doing today? Welcome to your Wednesday. Welcome to, if you guys remember Active Skate Shop, What Up Wednesday? How are we doing? Good morning from Mexico. Good morning, man. Good morning. How has your day been so far? Some of you guys having a few more hours on me. How's everyone's day started? For me, I know I've been looking forward to today. I've been looking forward to the stream. I always look forward to the stream. They're so great and wonderful. So I'm excited to enjoy this morning with you guys and enjoy everything about this thing we call hanging out. What's up, JD? First time catching you live, but I've listened to every single one during my overnight shifts. You make the nights go quicker. Appreciate. Oh, thanks, man. Brother in Christ. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Let's get this looking a little bit better. It's two questions. One is, how's your day been? And two is, where are you viewing? What little Sasquatch corner are you viewing me from? And let me know as I tell everybody on Discord to come hang out. Some great coffee there. What's up, Justin? All right. Justin, this is more for him, and you guys can chime in if you want. I watched the first episode of Star Trek. So Justin is our resident Trekkie, huge fan of Star Trek. He is. That is very, very Yoda. How ironic of me. And I yesterday got a little bug in my bonnet, and I was like, you know what? Let's give Star Trek a crack. And so he told me to watch Next Generation, but I decided I'm going all in on the original, the 1966 one, I think is what it was. And boy, howdy, was it an experience, to say the least. Golly, the big giant brain people, realistically, I was like, this is crazy. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stick with it and just see how it feels. And by the end of the 1 hour long pilot episode, which is crazy, I was like, I can't say that I was like, I'm a fan, but I for sure was like, you know what? I think I can do this. I think I can. I think I can get in here and try to watch most of this. And so I did. And, we're one episode in. And so indifferent to Star Trek. Yeah, it was an interesting experience, to say the least. So I'm a Star Wars fan. As the OG gets real fun the more you watch. Yeah, so I'm a Star Wars fan, as many of you guys know. I feel like it's just more culturally common to say that you're a Star Wars fan. And there's always this back and forth of Star Wars versus Star Trek, which I never understood, because I think the two are very different. I would say like Star Wars versus Star Trek is like saying, oh, I prefer, I think Beauty and the Beast is better than Moana. Well, technically they both have princesses, but they're very, very different experiences overall. And so Star Trek is not the same. They just both have the word star in it, and they're both in space, but one is the exploration and the other is government and diplomacy. And so it's people sleep on Battlestar Galactica. I don't think they do. I think people know very, very well how good that show is. Star Trek is life. Justin, what kind of Trek are you? Faith of the... Oh, there we go. Pokemon versus Digimon. Yeah. I do need to get to the library and continue the Next Generation, though. Yeah. Every once in a while, my husband and I turn on Star Trek and just let the whole series play. That's awesome. Morning, all. Morning, JD. Looking forward to a little distraction today. Processing some grief. Okay. Star Trek is a bit of an acquired taste. Maz, I hope whatever you're dealing with, I hope it's I hope you bear it well. The Next Generation is my favorite. Good acting, great characters. Like how many life lessons too? Oh, that's exciting. Here's the deal. I'm just excited to experience something new. That was the big thing. Is like I'm in a point in my life where I tend to prefer things I'm familiar with, and so I've been rewatching the whole, and when I say the whole, I mean the whole Star Wars series. So I started with Acolyte, which I didn't end up watching when it came out because I was a part of that silly internet movement where I was like, oh, curses. I kind of like grew up and stopped doing that. And so I watched the Acolyte, and then I watched Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. Now I'm watching the Clone Wars animated movie, and then going into the Clone Wars animated series. And so this is just kind of my way of, but it's like I've watched it all already, aside from the Acolyte. And I'm like, you know what? Let's try something new. And so I threw Star Trek on, and I'm like, this is interesting, kind of fun. I'm also going to my local library to see if there's any DVDs of Star Trek because I want to watch on my CRT. Good morning, dudes, says Sean plays guitar. Also, question, JD, are there different kinds of Sasquatches in your community? Like, I'm from Florida, so I'm a swamp squatch, beach squatch. I haven't gotten too deep into the lore of Sasquatches. Right now, it's currently two classifications of individuals. There's the onlookers, those on the perimeter of the forest, not really sure if they want to become a Sasquatch. Those are just individuals who are not members. And then there's the Sasquatches, those who are actually here and they're members. They're part of Sasquatch Society. We just got D+ for my niece, so I need to catch up on. Just got D. Oh, Disney+. I was like, school grade? She grounded? I've only seen the movies. Oh, okay. Morning, JD. Love your content. If you don't mind me asking, what do you do for your primary job? Well, my primary job is a full-time father and husband, keeping track of everything in this house. That's my full-time job. My second full-time job is content creation. Unfortunately, that doesn't pay the bills. And so to make money, I'm a video editor for clients, right? Anywhere from content creators to law firms. I do social media strategy and content creation. That's what I do to make some more money. I hope and pray that one day this endeavor will be the one that actually brings in enough, but it takes time. And so, yeah, that's what I do. Sasquatch Society popping off in the woods. That's right, man. That's right. If you join the Sasquatch Society while I'm live, you will receive a entry story. It's my way of flexing that I'm able to improvise a funny entry story for you, as well as give you a little added value. So if your name becomes green, you will get an entry story. So that's how that works. When Enterprise had a song with lyrics I hated at first, but now I like it. So yes, I have Faith of the Heart. No idea what that means. Not there yet. As far as you, Manda Panda, if you're going to start with any Star Wars TV show, I would honestly start with Andor. Everything is less than at that point, but I would start with Andor. I think that one is going to be the most impressive. And then from there, you can dabble, left or right, whichever direction you want to go. Now, do the onlookers transform into Sasquatches? They do once they become members, yes. So what happens is when an onlooker becomes a Sasquatch, they find a magical coin in the woods. They pick up that coin, and all of a sudden they burst into covered in hair. They enter into the woods, which you can't see anything, kind of like Wakanda. And as they enter the wood, you can venture to the woods. You'll never find the stump. But the second you hold that coin, all of a sudden your eyes have been awoken. And you hold that coin and you find the stump. And that is your membership coin. And that gets you, that creates the Sasquatch in you, and you become a Sasquatch. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But there's always the onlookers looking into the forest, hearing the rustle and bustle, not quite understanding what's out there. Maybe they'll see a little shadow move, a little this, a little that, but they never quite understand what's out there. Because we lurk in the shadows. I remember the other day you mentioned Patreon. What is the difference between Patreon and YouTube memberships? Better creator benefits? Yes. Merch idea? Challenge coin? Yes. Challenge coin is going to be members only purchases. So I have a challenge coin I keep on me at all times. It is in my Momotaro jacket. Patreon is going to be specific to Brosy. The easy way I could explain Star Trek versus Star Wars, it's like engineers versus artists. Oh, that's a really, really good way to put it. Oh, I really like that. Huh. I beat a game the other day. It was not a long game. It was not difficult, but it was cool, and it felt good to finish something. So the Patreon is going to be more exclusive to Brosy. Brosy is the new podcast. And so what's going to happen is Brosy is going to have a little post show, a little additional yum yum that I'm going to work on. And if you are a Patreon member of Brosy, that will be the added value that someone gets, right? And so you have the YouTube channel, and then you have Brosy, and that's how I'm going to do it. And so Brosy is the podcast that I started, the solo podcast, that hopefully grows into something beautiful. And both are going to, unfortunately, it's going to be tough to gauge it, but both are going to be considered, there's going to be the Sasquatch Society here on here petition to officially have it be called Yum Yum here on YouTube, and then over on the Brosy Patreon, it's going to be Elder Squatch. So you have the Sasquatches or you have the Elders, right? And it's going to be kind of that way. I wish there was a way. I'm going to look at it to get some sort of qualifier, so someone on the Elder Squatches will be like recognized on YouTube when in chat. I just don't know how to do that. In Discord, I am going to be working on getting roles assigned, and that's all going to be done this week, so that by next week I can officially announce everything and push it out. But that's going to be that, and hopefully at that point I'll be able to somewhat generate something. But that's how Brosy is just going to get its own Patreon. So we'll see how that all works out. But guys, so you guys know this is more of just because I'm looking at it right now. You guys know how I have my my Switch to my case, right? It's back here. Let me grab it. I'll show you. So you guys know how I have this. This is my Switch case, right? You guys have seen this before on my Switch. Well, Savage Raven released a different color scheme. And because the Nintendo Switch, historically, maybe Nintendo Switch 1 not so much, but Nintendo Switch 2 has zero personality. And I don't put stickers and wraps on mine. It's tempting, but I don't. So D-Brand I don't do any D-brand stuff. They put out a new colorway that I actually thought was kind of cool. It tickled my 1992. It is this with a purple color. It matches that of the pastel Joy-Cons. It is the same two colors. And so it's kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun. And this is, I need to put my Switch in my dock anyway, but this is the new colorway. I bought it on Amazon for like $23. You can buy them really inexpensive. It's in my link below, but I don't have any affiliation with these guys at all. At one point, they were sending me stuff in exchange for like stuff, this and that. They don't do that anymore. And they would never pay or anything. So not a sponsor at all, except this right here, I believe to be as good, if not better than the D-brand one. The only downside, and this is, take it or leave it. The only downside to this specific setup is it is not dockable, right? It is not dockable. So anyone who is like, well, I want it to be, it's not dockable. Okay. So if you want to, you have to take it off, which I don't mind because this is my case. And so what would you do if you had a normal case? Well, you would take the Switch out of the case. And so this right here, this is the case. I keep it right next to the dock. It's no big deal. Do I wish it was dockable? Sure. But do I care that it's not? Does it bother me? No. It's kind of like a net neutral. I looked into that model. Also, no kickstand, sadly. You don't need the kickstand because this itself actually has an angle to it. I don't know an instance. So this stands on its own at a good angle. I don't know an instance in which I need the kickstand often. If I'm being 100%, I really don't. If my Switch is in handheld mode, it's in handheld mode. It's kind of warm in here. Yeah, if my Switch is in handheld mode, it's in handheld mode. So PDX carpet, Damien. I have PDX. What's that? I have that case. I really like it. It goes on and comes off. It does. Best power bank for handheld game use. That honestly. So I have a company who has reached out. I'm working with my they wanted to have a sponsored spot. Before I even make that sponsored spot, here's the thing. There isn't a best. It's whichever you choose. Form factor. Honestly, form factor is going to dictate which one is going to be the right one for you. The one I use is the Genki one. Why? They sent it to me. Honestly. I have another one that's much bigger. When it comes to thanks, dude. Good afternoon to you too, Bunyan. When it comes to power banks, it's going to be the one that you prefer. Okay? And I'm telling you that now as you guys, because I'm going to at some point have ads for a power bank because they want to sponsor a video. Okay, great. You can sponsor a video. I'm wearing Everest tee that arrived yesterday. My new favorite shirt. Ooh, nice, dude. If you know what an Everest tee is. So like, I'll show you mine. So I have it in my antiquated EDC pouch. Cool little PVC patches. Great. I should reach out to him about doing a Sasquatch. All right. Honestly, not a huge fan of this Edis fellow. Oh, yeah. Edis is a real pain. Is it in here? Oh, do I have it just loose? No, I put it in a different spot. Morning, JD and Sasquatch. Morning. Here it is. This is the Genki one. It's great. It's the form factor is nice and small. What I like about it is the additional, if I need to, it's MagSafe. So I can charge my phone. That's kind of cool. It also has like information on it, which is kind of cool. It ships with rings. So if you want to, you can put a ring on your case. So this ring on here I put it on there. And then you now have a spot. Some people say don't put magnets on the back of the Switch 2. It's bad for it. Whatever. This is the one that I use right now. Is it the best one ever? No. Did I pay for it? No. They sent it to me. Genki actually sent me a care package before I got my Switch. It arrived the day before my Switch 2. No, that's not even true. It arrived the day of my Switch 2. I remember going to GameStop to do the pre-order stuff and have fun doing that. And as I was there doing the pre-order, or picking up my pre-order spot in line, I came home and there was a box at my doorstep, and it was this Genki thing, a bunch of additional things, and all of it, like it was the whole Genki lineup, you know, their controller docked stuff, and it like had a handwritten note. It's like, enjoy your Switch 2. And I was like, man, these guys are so cool. And so yeah, traveling with the Switch 2 is impossible. Need a Switch Micro. I haven't had any issues personally. William, what color Everest tea did you get? And did you get it because you saw it in the video, or you knew about it before I talked about it? So Genki has these. They're like it's a part of their like controller. It's so like simple, and then it has this, and you can charge it through USB-C, and then you can also put it on a dock. It's really, really actually quite simple and ergonomic, and like it makes this I actually keep in my bag. It's like, this is a really, really cool thing. And you know, like I enjoy it. It's simple. Are you getting the Steam Machine? I have no reason to. I have no reason to. Right now I'm juggling the idea of content creator gear to get to talk about versus normal person. Like, where do I live in this? And it's a tough balance, because on one side, the conversation piece and the content around it would be very, very good. But my narrative is that you're viewing a real person, a real person who's doing real things, who actually interacts with real products. And my conversation around stuff is not that of a reviewer like Dave 2D or Bob from Wolf Den. It is that of like this, you're viewing what I am actually using. I actually do have a Sony Trinitron as my living room TV. I actually do use the FlexiSpot Lotus recliner every day in my living room. I actually do play on a Switch 2 as my primary console. I did indeed sell my Steam Deck. Like, these are real things that really happened. These are like real, honest things. And so like, there's that, but then there's the other side. It was like, well, real honest people are going to get the Steam Deck. So the Steam Machine. So it's like, it's tough. I'm excited for next episode. I definitely go on a couple tangents. Already recorded it yesterday. Today, I'm just going to put it together, piece it together, and then it's going to be posted tomorrow. First thing in the morning. I still don't have audio only distribution figured out yet. I will, don't worry. And so, because I'm figuring out what's the best way I can monetize audio only. Anyone who's going to be a part of, which will again be all up and ready. That's my big project today, is Patreon. Anyone who is a part of the Patreon will have the ability to download the audio file without any additional ads or anything like that, because some of these platforms have started integrating ads completely void of your specific preference, right? So if I upgrade to a distribution platform like Buzzsprout or any of those. Everyone needs a little good-natured tangent here and there. Yes. But luckily, I'm able to weave it back. Anyway, so Patreon's going to receive all that stuff. I just need to figure out distribution. That's the biggest thing. Audio-only distribution. Heck yes. What else will be exclusive to Patreon? Starting on episode... Well, starting the following up, not this one, the next one, I'm going to be doing... It's either an additional 10 to 15 minutes per episode of a specific project idea I have, or it's going to be an extra episode a month. It's going to be one of those two. My Switch is also my primary. I might throw down with the in-laws to get Steam Machine for my first 18-year-old for Christmas. Who knows? Here, let's do this. Steam Machine. Is there any sort of information about... Nothing. Okay, great. There's no information at all about the Steam Machine's release date, nothing. Everything seems to be, everything is completely the same as it was yesterday. Nothing anywhere. My Switch is also, I already read that. Cool, love the content in general. Thanks, man. Yeah, so that's the Patreon idea for Brosy. Apparently a Steam controller will do the Wilhelm scream if you drop it enough. Not a joke. That's funny. The Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller has if you play Super Mario Wonder, I know that the first Pro controller had the like not accelerometer, the HD rumble would rumble at certain frequencies. The 2 has a way more sophisticated HD rumble, and the frequencies are much louder and much more defined. And so when you're playing it, it actually sings to you. Your controller will sing to you in Super Mario Wonder. It's crazy. Like more than just the Piranha level. The Piranha level was the first one where a lot of people experienced it. In many other, it was very, very, I was like, this is so cool. It's cool when controllers do things like that. Neat Easter, yeah. It reminds me of the Wii a little bit. What does? The Steam controller? The Steam controller is very interesting. It seems like it's like a disc. It's so large. I don't know how I feel about it personally. I do not have one. So I didn't get my hands on one. I have no way of, gauging whether or not the Steam controller itself is any good. I have no personal experience with it, but I will say it is very interesting, its size. The Wiimotes used to make sounds too, especially remember the Mario Galaxy stars that you shake to go. Oh, didn't it have a speaker on it where it actually it actually isn't that large. Just got mine yesterday. Oh, okay. It seems interesting, honestly. Actually very comfortable. Oh, okay. It's a tough sell because for me, I think that the Nintendo Switch and the Pro controller, specifically the second iteration of it, and the DualSense for the PlayStation 5 are the two greatest controllers ever created. And then the hybrid experience would be something along the lines of the 8BitDo Pro 3, which is still oriented that of the PlayStation controller. I believe that it's going to be tough to beat. It's weirdly more comfortable than I assumed. Tried a friend's, not going to spend the money for it. Got enough. Yeah, there was a point where I said yes to every company that wanted to send me a controller, and so I had so many. And now I'm pretty much at a point where it's like, it's going to be really hard to top these three. I don't know what could top the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, the DualSense controller, and the 8BitDo Pro 3. I really don't know what could top those. Just want to say hi. Oh, what's up, man? Videos became so inspiring, and actually, I did my analog room because, oh, that's sick. Dude, if you're in the Discord, I'd love to see pictures. Frank the Man 92. Frank the Man, dude. This dude, okay, this is the crazy thing. This is Frank the Man, right? You know how I said that onlookers look into the forest and they can't see a darn thing because they don't have their eyes, they don't have it revealed to them that there's Sasquatches in there? Frank the Man is so the man that Frank actually knew. He actually could see the Sasquatches, but he didn't choose to intrude because he knew. He's like, they do that. I love what they're doing in there. I'm gonna let them continue. I'm not gonna tell anyone. Instead, he goes, I'm gonna commit. He picked up the coin. The second he touched it, not much changed, except a little bit of fur. And the Sasquatch, he stepped up. He said, how's it going, boys? And we look back, Frank the Man? That's Frank the Man. That is the man. He goes, it is indeed. He pulled up a stump, said, you know, I like it here. Is it okay if I stay? And the crowd cheered because we just received one of the greatest things of all, the presence of Frank the Man. Welcome in, Frank. Good to see you. The man is here. Thank you for showing me a simpler way to enjoy my gaming game. I'm glad, man. I wouldn't mind the 8BitDo Super Nintendo style controller, but that's just me. This one? It's good. It's great even. Here's the deal, though. This is not nearly as comfortable as the exact same controller as it would seem and look with legs. This is far more comfortable. And so this itself, I recommend over, this is great to keep in your bag, which I do. This is just so wonderful because it has the handles. It also has back buttons if that's something that you're into. And then an additional 2 right here, which is crazy, 2 more inputs. So you have 4 additional inputs. I like this. This is really great. I wish that instead of extending, see how the shoulder buttons maintained their distance? I wish they would have shortened it and put those a little bit closer because the reach is a little bit far, but that's a nitpicky thing. This itself is an incredible controller. This is the 8BitDo Pro 3. This controller. So in order, my favorite controller is this one, right? My second favorite by 0.01% would be this one, okay? And my third would be this one. That's the order of controllers. And then this is just great to have as like an additional. Xbox controller is my fave. Yeah, I didn't grow up playing Xbox. Love 8BitDo, me too. What game are we playing today? It's a toss-up between 2 games, and we'll get to that. Gotta run. See y'all later, Frank. Why is the Switch 2 controller better than the Switch 1? The Switch 2 controller they did all quality of life improvements. The thumbsticks are much smoother. The buttons are much more tactile. They feel good. The inputs are I feel like more precise. In addition to that, they have the headphone port if you're using a headset and you want to do that. And everything about it just feels like there's more care. They do have back buttons, which are programmable from the home screen immediately, and the profile is saved to the game, not to the controller, which is very nice. So if beard hair keeps, there we go. If you play a certain game, the actual profile, those back buttons get saved. It's really, really great. So I play Pragmata. I can switch between my left and right D-pad weapons by using the back buttons. And then if I go into a different game, like Fortnite, for instance, it can be my slide and my jump. If I go to a different game, like Breath of the Wild, it can be my run button. So it's very, very useful. And you just get used to it. And those extra inputs actually become something that you use. It's not just a weird button that you press in the back and kind of just like fidget with. And so that's very, very useful. And all you have to do is hold the home button, and then you literally have the 2. You can assign it immediately. And so that's great. 8BitDo, you have to use a third-party application to do that. If you're using the 8BitDo controller on your PC, that third-party application can be just directly on your PC. If you're not, they have a phone one, and you can just program on the fly there. It's just not the best, but you do have 3 profiles to save it to, so you can save that. And you can change, on the 8BitDo controller, there's a switch to change it from full pull triggers to just little clicky ones. So the button mapping is very nice. It's something I got used to on Steam Deck. I was happy to see it. Yeah, it's great. I want the Switch 2 Pro controller for the headphone jack. and the game-specific keybinds, but the lack of TMR and Hall effects and analog triggers really eats at me, especially for the cost. I think, I'm going to be honest with you, I think that TMR and Hall effect has been overblown by the internet. To think that TMR and Hall effect are required, what's up, Morgan, to actually enjoy a piece of hardware. Let me tell you, it is not. It is not required. I have had a Pro controller. I've had 2 Pro controllers. One is the original. 2 is the actual, the Tears of the Kingdom limited one. No issues. I've had multiple. By multiple, I mean like a dozen at this point. A dozen. They did not. Joy-Cons. 1 set. 2 sets. 2 Joy-Con sets in my possession have experienced drift. Right? Sent them to Nintendo, they replaced them. Literally, this conversation around TMR and Hall effect, it's interesting because you mention something and then you hear Reddit. I'm not accusing you of anything, but the TMR Hall effect thing is the second a piece of hardware releases. And if those 2 words aren't attached to the thing, people go like, oh, I can't believe that they skimped out on TMR and Hall effect. Now, is there a valid reason to use those? Totally. Because of the what apparently there's no drift. Does it completely diminish that they didn't use it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have had GuliKit was one of the first controllers to really implement a lot of this technology and fully like take over the controller, like do some crazy stuff. They sent me their controllers, the King Kong. I had 3 of them. Every single one had issues with the stick's accuracy. They were TMR or whatever, Hall effect. I think they were Hall effect. The whole thing. It's absolutely not needed, but the prices at TMR and Hall effect sticks, objectively better technology than software locking, quality of life things is just don't weird Nintendo exclusive things. Here, I don't know. I think that the internet is so loud that they have created a reality that we are not. This is something I talk about in Brosi tomorrow. That isn't really a true litmus test. So we think that, oh, it's so easy. Why aren't they doing it? There's a reason. It's cheaper. If it's not cheaper and there's no reason why they shouldn't do it, then there's something we don't know. We don't know more. It's a fallacy. We don't know more. Oh, they're creating it so it can break. This isn't the movie with Tom Hanks. What is that one called? It's called. What is it called? When he's a toy tester. Or even the Santa Claus movie, where with the beautiful, wonderful Tim Allen, where he is big. That's right. Or Tim Allen, when they're making the toy that will break, so they have to buy more. That's not how this works. The QA tester, it's big. It's called Big, yeah. It's not how this works. This reality that people are living in, they're like, oh, companies are just designing stuff to fail, so you have to buy more. That's just not reality. That's just not reality. I refuse. I refuse to live in a reality where the purchasing that I make for my enjoyment is intentionally designed to fail. Not to planned obsolescence is a different thing. To fail. They intentionally design something to fail so that you have to buy it again. I refuse to live in that reality. That reality to me is the kid in high school who complains about everything all the time and is so woe is me. I refuse to live in that reality. You know what that sounds like? You know what that sounds like? That sounds like That one streamer who forgot his name. Pirate guy. That sounds like a world he lives in. Planned obsolescence is real for sure, but what you're talking about is a little more expensive. Yeah, extreme, yes. What up, Danalog? Enjoyed, bros. You looking forward to the next episode? Yeah, not every company has like a shady mechanic. That's right. Pirates, yeah. That sounds like something he would say. Yeah, they're designing it to fail. Like, come on, dude. Give me a break. Nintendo's a very conservative company. They tend to stick to traditional stuff, innovative on some things, stay with what well works things in other classes. The magnetic Joy-Con felt like a big deal. Well, let me explain something. Nintendo is a Japanese company. So, for my best friend works in the car industry. He is a auto reviewer. That's what he does. He makes videos about auto reviews, about cars. It's really cool. Anyway, him and his wife both, that's what they do. Miles per hour and mobile mama. That's my best friend. I grew up with him since I was 13. He and I both talk about cars from time to time. He's into cars. I know a lot about cars by proxy because he's my best friend. And we talk about different things, but Toyota, you know them? Yeah. You know who they are? I mean, they're very, very popular in the car world. But yes, I know them. My wife and I watch them. That's funny. Yeah, no, that's my best friend. He was my best man at my wedding. His daughter and my daughter play. I mean, like, I was his editor for his channel for 3 years. I did all of his editing for his channel. I don't anymore because he went and did something else and I needed more time, so I actually quit. But yeah, but I see him all the time. I have pictures of him and I when we were 13 in our bar mitzvahs. At any rate, keep doing you, man. Yeah. So anyway, Miles and I talk all the time, like about cars and stuff like that. Toyota. My favorite car company. Toyota. The Toyota Tacoma, the Toyota Tundra, the Toyota 4Runner saw zero changes to their design until I think it was 2022. Nothing for like 10 years. The only thing that changed was the size. Internals the same, everything. Every other company, Honda, everything was the same. Their engine, nothing. Honda changed. Kia came on the map. All of them came on the map and did more. It is crazy how much Toyota was like, no. And Toyota had the most, like Toyota tax. We all talk about. It's more. It's the same car or truck. They didn't change. They recently changed it. The new Tundra, and the Tundra's having issues, right? But they stuck with it. The Corolla, right? You get the Toyota Corolla or the Camry, and you get its competitor, right? Honda more directly, or maybe even Kia at this point. But the Honda Civic, just the standard Civic, not the crazy ones, or the Accord, and you are like objectively getting multiple X amount more features for less money. And they're good too. But Toyota, what do we know about Toyota? You buy a Toyota, it will last you forever. 100,000, 200, no. 200, 300,000 miles. Like, you just know. Right? Toyota just lasts. That's it. It just runs. And now, what's Toyota? A Japanese company. What do we see historically with Japanese companies. They're extremely, extremely late by other standards. Toyota Land Cruiser is dreamy. Miles has a 92 Land Cruiser. I don't remember which one it was. Some old one. They're extremely reluctant to embrace change in regards to upgrading by the standard of other specific things, because they will allow other companies to innovate and then they will perfect. Right? If you buy a toy Yoda, you'll feel like a kid again. Dude, you silly goose. Morgan's a dad. But isn't Honda Japanese too? They are. They are. Honda is Japanese as well. But Toyota, I don't know the difference which one's more. But Honda is not the number one company in that space would be Kia. Kia is not Japanese. Kia is Korean. And I think, what's the other one? Kia and... I think they're the same. What's the other one? There's the Kia. It's like another 3-letter one. It might be frustrating to some, but it is how they've done things. It's a pattern. It's Hyundai. That's it. Hyundai. Yep. Their way of doing business. On one hand, it puts them behind, but it also is integrated into their DNA. This is the mindset shift I want to challenge all of you guys with, right? I'm included in this Western thinking. Are they behind, or are they intentionally walking slower? Are you behind if the person in front of you isn't someone you're chasing? I don't think so. When you go to a mall and there are people walking in front of you, when you go to a park and walking, let's say you're walking down a path and you're hiking and there's someone in front of you. You are technically on paper behind them in position, but are you behind them in progress? Good heavens, Alex. We got another dad in the chat. One of my favorite Christian jokes. Jesus drove a Honda, but it didn't speak of his own accord. Yes. Yes, that's a good one. Well done. With that said, I'd still take a Honda, Acura, Toyota, Lexus over a domestic brand any day of the week. Toyota, I think Toyota's the most, out of all of the car manufacturers, has the most American-made parts, though. Nintendo has always done their own thing. Oh, I think it's 100% for a reason. Oh, yeah. Hey, cold water. Hey, so we need to chat, but Jerry needs a pet, and I'm thinking of being a really, like, just ruminate on this. Jerry has a really badass pet, and it's a hog. His pet is like a sick looking freaking hog. Can we somehow make that a thing? The Tundra put together in Texas. Yeah, that's what it is. Many companies, including Japanese, are bringing their factories out here. Subaru, I think, as of 2026, cars are made out here or Canada. They're not walking slower on the cost for, though. Yeah. Is it named Bill Murray? You know? His name isn't Bill Murray. We will name the hog Billy. Jerry and Billy, dude. Jerry and Billy. Oh my gosh, dude. This is so good. It's Billy. Because I always, when I'm doing something, like, oh, Billy. Like, that's an expletive of mine is Billy. Dude, this is the greatest lore building ever in the history of all things that is holy, dude. Anyway, let me finish this comment on Nintendo. Oftentimes, people accuse Nintendo of being behind. And I'll tell you what we're playing today. There's 2 games. Freaking Billy, dude. There's many times people are like, oh, Nintendo's behind this, that, and the other. Okay? Nintendo isn't behind. Because this idea that we have that we need to be this push. And this is also coming from someone who uses an iPhone. People are like, well, There's no innovation in an iPhone. It's all done. Yeah, that may be true, but there's a reason why I use it. Because when I interact with the device, it does what I ask it to do. And it never asks me, would you additionally like to do all of these things? No, I don't, right? Nintendo, right, is a trusty Benchmade, Spyderco, whatever, right? Trusty Dusty, Nintendo. Everything else is a Leatherman. Now, I do have both. These are great. These are awesome. But what is the one that is the most reasonable, the most simple and accessible? The chances are you're going to find this in the pockets of most individuals, because this is something that is very reasonable. Whereas this is in the pockets of some individuals, but it's specific, very specific, right? And that's fine. I enjoy it. Again, I have both of these. The point I'm trying to make is when Nintendo creates something, they already know that they are going to sell for so many people, it is ridiculous. They are going to sell to more people in a week than Steam Deck will sell in its lifetime. They're going to sell to more people in their lifetime than all of the other consoles will sell combined. It's just the way it is, right? It's just the way it is. And so when they make something, there are a lot of things that I think go into it. And they don't have the luxury of making another Wii U. They don't have the luxury of, well, the Wii U, if you read Reggie's book, you learn why the Wii U exists. The Wii U was them going, we had so much success, we can buy ourselves a few years and make some mistakes publicly so that we can send off the Switch and recover in such a fashion that we will literally change everything forever. And that's exactly what they did. Right? They played the long game. If you really want to think about it, the Wii U was not a generation. The Wii U was going, let's prep people for the Switch. Everyone's like, it was a colossal failure. It was a failure in terms of its own independent design. But if you see the Wii U as a prequel to the Switch, it no longer was a failure. It was setting the stage. It was creating the yearning for that. You've been well? I have. Thanks, Chris. Good morning, Coffee Mate. New fan. Thanks for your refreshing perspective. Loving the vid. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Gaming for Goth. What a name, dude. Wii U was actually a great device. It is. It aged great. Great times played with that thing. That's sick. So when it comes to GBA generation was 3 years, it was bridge point for the DS. And the GBA is one of my favorite, if not my favorite handhelds ever in all of time. The Nintendo conversation around, I can't believe they're not using TMR. I can't believe they're not using Hall effects. One, we don't know why. We don't. Okay? We don't know why. Digital Foundry doesn't have the reason why. All those YouTubers, they don't know why. They don't. They don't. They think they know why. They don't. Okay? We don't know why they don't use specific components. But I can guarantee you this. I can guarantee you this. From start to finish, like, bet it all. As someone who will willingly tell you I don't know why they do things, I do know for a fact they do not design things to fail. Without a shadow of a doubt. In any single, I'm putting them on notice, any single channel that uses the narrative, they design things to fail because they're money-hungry, corporate, greedy things, is indeed 100% using that narrative to generate pandemonium and increase the feeling of distrust and dissatisfaction you have with your hobby that you did once love to increase their financial gain and their money. It is absolutely, you want deviousness? It is that. Preying on anger and creating basically a riled up community because anger is addictive. and you can make 15 angry videos about something, it's really hard to make 2 positive ones. Because the second you make a second positive video about something that you like on the internet, and this is something from personal experience, you get, this guy's a shill, he's paid to say this, or worse yet, stop talking about the same thing. But if I make 15 angry videos, I can make those till the cows come home. I can say Nintendo's corporate greedy. I can make 10 back to back. It's crazy. It's crazy how addicted people are to anger. And so that is my little shtick on the idea around, I can't believe they didn't do this. No, they didn't for a reason, and you don't know why. Get comfortable with that and then move on. There's so many things to do. There's so many games to play. There's so many flowers to smell. There's so many birds to listen to. Just move on. A YouTube channel that I watch and gives me gaming news calls what Nintendo does weird Nintendo decision. Yeah, there. I like that. I don't think it's necessarily is only a one or the other. There are a lot of nuances in there. There's reasons we don't know. Nintendo bashing is always interesting. The sheer number of units they've sold in successful franchises over the decades speaks for itself. The numbers have always backed this up. And it's also, and this was something that I thought was really fascinating in one of Wood's videos, beat 'em ups. He talks about this. He goes, when did we become statistics? Like, when did we become interested in statistics and stock prices? Like, when did that happen? Are those numbers actually changing our lives? As he calls him Johnny Stock Boy? No, I don't own stock in Nintendo. So their decisions don't actually, tracking all that doesn't matter. It doesn't. What really brought this up was when there were hundreds. When I say hundreds, I mean it. And I'm not throwing shade over at Nerd Nest. I enjoy what he does. But man, the amount of conversations around a shipping manifest. I'm like, where are we right now, dude? Is this a side quest for freaking what is it? Death Stranding? Like, what is going on? Again, there's nothing wrong with what that, but it was this, I was like, whoa, am I in the, I was looking at myself, am I in the wrong spot here? Johnny Stockboy is very important, JD. Johnny Stockboy dictates my leisure activities. I bet it has to do with the quality than anything. Like you said, they don't want another stick drift issue situation. Quality is Nintendo's most important goal to them. I think over quality, I think how Nintendo's, what is it? When they create, it's clear, when they create something, they have an intended outcome. Intended outcome. And that intended outcome is enjoyment with certain sort of a depiction of enjoyment that looks a certain way. Why they go after creators that emulate or modify their games is because their intended outcome is not actually happening. And so therefore they're very, very protective of that. I don't think quality is necessarily while it's clear that quality is something that's important, I think intended outcome is the number one thing. And so decisions are being made with an intended outcome that we don't know about, right? We don't know the actual defined intended outcome. We just know that we're experiencing things to a certain degree and we're discovering it as time goes on. And I believe that's one of the bigger things that people aren't willing, because we live in a day and age where we have access to all information at all times. And when we don't have that and there's ambiguity that we simply just don't know, it makes us uncomfortable because we haven't been able to experience that since 2003 or 2004. And there's a lot of that exists, right? And you notice the companies that often are the most successful, receive a lot of this pushback because of the lack of transparency in things that we as consumers believe with no footing they should be transparent about, right? Apple, they receive so much flack for why don't they that feature? Everyone else has that feature. Well, they don't. One of the greatest lessons I learned by being an early adopter and an iPhone user is that it's okay to not know why they didn't do something. And I'll tell you what, Nintendo is guilty of the same thing, and I enjoy it more not knowing. Nintendo, before they did video games, made physical toys. They're a toy company, and so for them, play is their number one goal. Yeah, I think that's while that is a logical path, I think it's big. I think honestly, the heartbeat of what they do is to maintain the experience that they introduced back in 1984 with the Nintendo, the NES, right? They're trying to maintain this idea of gaming in your home or gaming on your person. They've always been, their focus has always been the experience of gaming, right? That's always been the focus. Whereas performance is a byproduct, but like PlayStation, their focus isn't the experience of the game, it's the performance. Xbox or Microsoft, the same. Well, Microsoft is access to games, right? Microsoft is like, you can play your games anywhere. PlayStation is, you can play your games at the best whatever. 8K, whatever, remember that? Nintendo is, you should just play your games, right? If we were to really, really make this not trivial, distill it down. Xbox, play your games anywhere, however, whatever, on anything. PlayStation, play your games at the highest fidelity, the most immersive. PC, I don't even know. PC, Steam, we respect you. Like, it's just such a bizarre thing that people like attach themselves. We respect you. Okay. In Nintendo, play your games. Right? Like, that's kind of what it is become. Took Xbox years to admit to that knowledge. I don't think iPhone's problem is not doing certain things. It's introducing features Android already had years prior and acting like it's super innovative and new when it's not. I think that, honestly, that only makes people on Android mad. I've never been upset when I get a feature on here and be like, oh my gosh, this is so great. And then someone who uses an Android is like, I've had that for like 10 years. I'm like, cool. Here's a donut. Now I have it on my iPhone, which works better, always. And with my computer and with my iPad. It's the person who's like, oh man, I really like Mumford & Sons. Yeah, but did you see them back, when they first came out? Huh? You can't. Come on. Gatekeeping over messages? Give me a break. JD, after you're done, I'm curious as to what your top 3 Sinatra records are. Admittedly, Sinatra is not one of my favorite vocalists, and I have a very, very low... You want to know something about Sinatra? This is going to be a hot take. I prefer him an actor. He sings great. His voice is iconic and whatever. I prefer him an actor. Real talk. You want to know a vocalist I prefer over Sinatra? Louis. I prefer Louis. I'll take Ray Charles over Sinatra. But I prefer Sinatra an actor. I have a few Sinatra albums that my neighbor, he was cleaning out his mother's house. And he was like, hey, she has a bunch of albums. Do you want them? And there was some Sinatra in there, so I took it. Apple devices are appliances. They do exactly what they are designed to do. There's a beauty in that from a user experience and support perspective. One of my favorite, so I worked at Apple, so there's a little behind the scenes here. One of my favorite lines that was ever spoken by Steve Jobs was when he was talking about the design and the interaction with the iPhone and Apple devices. This is around the OS X, or the complete transformation of their OS from 9 to 10 was a big deal. And his specific, and they're deviating from it a little bit, but his specific line, I don't know if it was exact words, was, I want to design something that someone already knows how to use. And I love that. So I have a buddy, he's in here. He's Ethan, Ace of Spades. He purchased his first Mac. And he's like looking through it. And I was talking with another person here, Ben. talking to him about the Apple experience. You know, he wasn't asking these questions, but it's where's messages, right? We were saying this. He wasn't asking this. Messages. I don't, if I want to use Excel, well, what's in Excel? Numbers. I need to write something down. What do you write it down on? Paper, pages. Like, well, how do I, where can I find pictures, photos? It's that simple, right? Now that exists everywhere, pictures, photos. How do I get to it? Just tap it. I can't find anything on my computer. Finder. It's that simple, right? Now, people on PC are going to be like, well, index, it's so easy to find stuff. It's great. That's fine. But the experience on Apple devices is like, it gets out of the way. And that's what I like about it, right? I need to light a candle. I want the vibes to be immaculate, dude. We're lighting this tomato leaf candle. I'm spraying some cedar balsam. Right? So that's really what it comes down to. And so when it comes to this whole Nintendo conversation that we've been having for the past 30 minutes. Hello from Italy. I have a request. I'm constantly torn choosing between ROG Ally and a Switch 2 every day for a year now, and it's frustrating. Any suggestions? Do you play on PC, Sly? JD, after you're done, I'm curious. I already read that. Apple devices are already read that. Windows absolutely blows at the moment. I'm an IT technician, and if my PC had an AMD GPU, I'd absolutely switch to SteamOS. No PC at all? Oh, Steam Deck. Sorry. 40 and slip? Switch. No PC? Switch. Don't get an Ally. Also, actually, without asking any questions, switch. For one reason, $450 versus $1,000. The last good Windows OS was Windows 7 64-bit. Yeah, too many different numbers in there. When I interact with technology, I need it to get out of my way. Get out of my way. And Apple products do that for me. And I will pay the premium to get my time back. And Nintendo is the same. It gets out of my way. It just gets out of my way. Design is an incredibly important piece of the puzzle. The regular person just wants stuff to work without tinkering. My brother is a psycho, said with love. He loves messing with everything. That is a part of the PC mindset that I think is fine, but that is an experience that people look for. The Xbox handheld is actually surprisingly decent if you want PC. That much I know. I know it's good, but why spend twice as much when it, I recently went to Google Pixel. Feels like Android iPhone. I have both, and every day I'm torn in deciding. I'm crazy. You have both? As a former Apple employee as well, I agree with the comparison between Apple and Nintendo. No shade to Microsoft or Sony. I just want my stuff to work and be able to... Oh, what'd you work, Adam? I was at the Genius Bar. I was at the age where it was the red zone in the family room. Ooh. Not the product zone. The base model is $5.99, I think. Windows isn't quite ready to jump in the game like SteamOS. Switch 2 is superior when it comes to simplicity. I used to work in sales in Mall of America store. Dang, dude. Good stuff. Yeah, I was at the Genius Bar. I feel I found a Switch 2 Pro controller on Amazon renewed for $50. Just ordered 2. Oh, dang, dude. Yeah, both devices, and I think I'm in a situation like yours, overstimulated and not focusing on one device and game. Same. I was a creative trainer and then a genius. Started in the red zone. Oh, sick, dude. Sweet. I always wanted to be a creative. I thought the creative job was so cool. But the prestige of being a genius was like something that I had dreamed of since I was a kid. And so working at the Genius Bar, like I carried that badge, dude. I felt, I was very proud to tell people that that's what I did. What is the Genius Bar? It's the name of the in-store tech support that Apple does. It's a really silly name, but I was so proud to be a part of it. Loved working for Apple, but weekends and nights with kids ain't it. I liked for a while working at Apple until it started to shift into a very, very metric. It used to not be metrics. There was a lot of empowerment, but then metrics kind of seeped in a little bit, and that started to ruin that magic. I believe I got to experience a really good golden era of Apple when I did. I was working there between it was like 2014 through 2017. Before being transformational for the experience of customer. It was pretty crazy. It was good. I know that before that was even better, but I got to iPhone 7 through 10. I was there for the 10. It was great. Windows is so bloated. Ads, terrible experience. You've got, oh, thanks, Smash. Appreciate that, brother. The game for today is one of two. So Brosy the podcast, Brosy the entity, Brosy. There's something that we're starting with Brosy. So Analog Den has game of the month, right? The game of the month this month is Super Mario World. Okay? Fun game of the month. Brosy, the podcast, there's going to be a long play of a game. Something that we just kind of enjoy forever. And that long play is of the two. It's a back-to-back title, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. That is the long play. Okay. Good morning, guys. What's up, Radish? And the goal is to create an experience through an adventure that is one of continuous exploration and excitement, but one that arriving isn't the technical goal. It's just enjoying, having a good time. And so that's one. Starting that today is one option, and then they have another one here. How to Take Apple wouldn't be as big as it was if Steve Jobs didn't unfortunately pass. I agree 100%. Cook brought Apple to the size it is today, but Cook was not innovative like Steve Jobs was. But Steve Jobs would have innovated Apple into the ground. There's only so far innovation can go and carry before it becomes tiresome, right? Because remember, innovation is a massive tectonic shift in an industry. And when you innovate, it becomes tiresome because it requires adaptation of the user, the end user, right? The GameCube to the Wii, that was extreme innovation. Extreme. Right? Unreal. The Wii to the Wii U, very huge innovation again. But tiresome. Couldn't keep up. Innovation needs to be balanced with logistics. And Cook was a logistic mastermind. I agree with you 100%, Grim. And we'll see what John can do. I have high hopes. See, I am an Apple fan. I'm not a fan of the Apple complex, industrial complex. As someone who worked for the company and the experience changed. That part was kind of heartbreaking. I'm a fan of their products. I am. I proudly use their products. Am I using their camera right now? No, I'm using a Canon R6 with a L series crazy. My camera setup is ridiculous. They're a lifestyle company now. I'm okay. They've always been a lifestyle. Here's the deal. Apple's always been a lifestyle company. Think of the original iPod commercials with the white headphones You didn't wear those white headphones because they were good, because they weren't that good. You wore them because it was a symbol. It was an icon. And that was an iPod. Right? The Zune existed. And some would say the Zune was better. There were plenty of other things out there. The jog wheel on an iPod was not intuitive. Okay? Apple has always been a lifestyle company. Lifestyle companies can charge lifestyle prices. Tech companies cannot charge lifestyle prices. They can't. That's why tech companies often are affordable. But lifestyle companies are ones that are priced out, because lifestyle is something that you're willing to incorporate into your lifestyle, and it touches more than just one thing. My iPhone is a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle product, right? When you see someone put an iPhone down on the table, there's already an assumption, and someone's gonna be like pretentious or be silly about it. No, you're being ridiculous. That's not the assumption. Oh, they're dumb. They don't know how to use tech. That's not the assumption. When you sit down and you're at a coffee shop and you see 15 different laptops, 6 of them are MacBook Pros, 2 of them are Chromebooks, 8 of them are random laptops. And I said, find the designer. You would consider the 6 Mac. Find the creative. Who's going to be someone who might be more articulate? I know that's a wild thing to say, but there's a preconceived notion with people who use these products. It's crazy. Some people purchase because they want that to be applied to them as a lifestyle. But there is going to be that. I need you to find the accountant. Right? There is. The Mac versus PC commercials is still valid today. It's still valid today. I have a Windows Studio laptop. I still have my iPod Classic charging a little janky, but still works. Had a buddy that swore by Zune. Yeah. Good morning. What's up, Lauren? Even the original Mac was a statement in the face of IBM. Yeah, the toilet seat one. With the integrated handle. Dude, that thing was so crazy. Apple, they're an enigma. I don't understand design language. As someone who dabbled in graphic arts, design language, that's how you get eyes in it. Design language is everything. That's why I, for one, am someone who still will use my Switch completely out of the case. It is not comfortable, but it inspires me to touch it. This is huge. iPhone, I believe, is similar. When the design language is that powerful, it inspires you to interact with it. That is the reason why I believe a lot of different products do so well that are potentially not designed well. It's inspiring to use it. I've got a very serious question, one that burns me every time I tune in one of your wonderful, enjoyable videos. Your living room, family room, den, why are the candles always slightly crooked? Because I don't have attention to detail. I would have never noticed that. Attention to detail isn't my strong suit. Conversation is. So there are things that I completely would never notice. My strong suit is being able to talk to you while reading a chat and think about what's next, as well as what I'm going to do in the next 30 minutes, while also listening to my family out there and seeing when's a good time for me to leave here to go talk to them, all while I'm also answering questions. That is my strong suit. That's how I feel about the Switch too. My strong suit is that when I did my first Brosy episode, I had my iPad there and it looked like I was looking at it for notes, but I was actually fully reading a chat message between myself and 2 other buddies while we were trying to purchase tickets to go to Star Wars Celebration, which we didn't get, and simultaneously watching the progress bar on my purchase time because I was the leader of our group being able to get tickets first. You're not gonna be able to unsee the candles when I walk out. I know they're crooked. I just don't. Why would I fix them? This is a normal home. This is a lived-in home. A mad lad. This is a lived-in home. You know what I mean? Got kids, dude. I like the design of the Switch 1 more than the Switch 2, but both are nice. I like the Joy-Con flexibility of the Switch 1. The subtle colors behind the thumbsticks is all right, but I want the full color. My heart. Think of the slightly crazy views. Nah, this is a lived-in home, man. This isn't a set. That living room is my real living room. This office is my real office. This is not a set. By the way, what are your thoughts on the release of the Neo Geo? I have no clue. You live in a home, rookie mistake. Yeah, they need more colors for sure. For sure. It's my time. I'm going to go say what's up to the family. You guys chat a little bit. Chat a little bit. I want to know if you could change one thing about the Nintendo Switch 2, what would you change? Ooh, emulation. Okay, forget what I just said. Emulation versus retro handhelds versus real retro handhelds. Discuss. Frasier? Frasier 16? Is this Frasier? Is it Frasier Crane? Became a Sasquatch? All of a sudden we have Eames chairs everywhere. A beautiful art. And someone playing the piano? Is that Frasier Crane? NLK? It's Nico, not Frasier Crane, but someone with class. A psychologist to boot. Welcome, Frasier. Welcome. You guys discussing the emulation question? While I consume a bite of toast? Golly geez. Do I love me? Just out and scrambled eggs, baby. What a show that show is, huh? What a show that show is, huh? Playing a dangerous game while wearing that white shirt? I know. Why do you think I wipe my face every sip and bite? That's the way it's done, baby. It's the way it's done. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Include the Pokemon games into the subscription service instead of charging separately for them. I like losing. Well, each time I fire up the Virtual Boy for 5 minutes. I actually like that they standalone released. Yeah, I don't mind it. Seeing those beautiful older pixel art games on a bright OLED screen is amazing. OLED screen, but I understand it's not being there at launch. Hopefully, first revision. Digging the beard, bro. Jealous that you can grow one so full. I think emulation has come a long way, but I'll always say that if you can play it on original hardware, it's going to be just... I don't know. Caveat. The 3DS and the DS will never be able to be replicated properly. I think that's wrong. Switch 2 when the hardware revision comes. I got my Nintendo filled during the Switch 1 gen. Hopefully the library... I mean, dude. Nintendo is showing that the Switch 2 can hang with the big boys. These releases of these big AAA titles, I think what they're doing is they're just kind of setting themselves up to release big games. Oh, what's up? Hello there from Ireland. What's up, Shali? Wait, that's gotta be a different name. That's gotta be. How do you pronounce that? Because I know you guys got weird names over there. Frasier, hey brother. Happened to come across your channel a couple months ago, and I'm a father of 3. Really love the. Thanks, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate. $4.99. Thanks for the contribution to the channel, man. Appreciate that. Switch 2 Digital Edition Lite. No. I would not use an all-digital version. I just play the Switch 2. My PC and Steam Deck, when it comes, makes sense. Those plus my phone. The console and games are notoriously expensive. What? Okay. What is expensive about the games? Tell me right now. Everyone brings this up, and I always challenge them. Tell me what's expensive about the games. Because I think you're wrong. 100% wrong. What's expensive about the games? Mihal, okay. What's up, Mihal? I don't mind the game price. What's expensive about the games? I don't understand this conversation. They're no more expensive than any other game. That's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, Nintendo prices. The Nintendo's. part of a previous message. Oh, okay. So the food is bringing out the feisty JD energy. No, it's anytime someone brings up Nintendo's game prices, I'm like, let's talk about it. I'm just like, I want to talk about it so bad, but no one ever talks about it. They're just like, they're so expensive. Their games are too pricey. Okay, let's talk about it. Which games? Am I missing something? Am I completely missing something? That's when I think it adds most game prices are solid. I just don't understand it. They're cheaper than PlayStation. The main difference is Nintendo prices rarely go down. Yeah, so there's something called perceived value, right? Well, Nintendo never drops prices or really does sales. So there's something called perceived value. Is Borderlands worth $70 or $17 3 months later? How much is Borderlands worth? I would argue it's worth $17. Is Donkey Kong Bonanza worth $70 or is it worth $60? I would say it's worth $60. Whatever the lowest price you're going to buy it at is what its perceived value is. And so when people are like, oh, they never bring the prices down, it's because the industry as a whole, is spoiled into thinking that spoiled, not as in spoiled as we're giving people too much, spoiled as in ruined, into thinking that sales dictate price. I must be sold at a discount. That is like, go on Savage Raven's website right now. Every single item is on sale. It has been on sale forever. Nothing's at wholesale pricing. Or sorry, at whole retail pricing. Everything is on sale. What you're missing is that they're expensive when everybody wants to own everything new that comes out and maybe play only 2 hours per game. Oh gosh. Now we're cooking. Have you played Metroid 4? Is it good? I am not a Metroid fan, so you might be wanting to asking someone else. Game sales de-incentivize you from buying day one. I like knowing I can buy Nintendo title at launch. Fabu, one, how are you not a Sasquatch? And two, that is the number one most beautiful thing ever. So this is my one defense. Like Harbor Freight. Oof, rough. This talk comes up every stream if you watch. And no one ever actually completely talks about it. They always freak out and are like, game prices are too expensive. How do you like $80 games? I have not purchased one $80 game. So here it is. If you want to buy a Nintendo title, you do not have to wait for a sale to get a better deal. A 50%, because if a sale was to happen, you would get maybe $10 off. So the value of the title is not going to decrease as time goes on. So therefore, if you do indeed want to play a game day one, you are not being punished because you didn't wait 3 months to save money. That's if you want to play a game day one. You don't have to. Also, and this is one of my favorite parts about it, for the most part, a day one release of a title is going to be complete. In Canada, the prices can be over $100 for a game. Again, I don't think it's just a Nintendo issue. It's just a gaming issue. That's a lot of coin. That is a lot of coin, but I only have perspective on my own area, the United States, because I don't keep up with every other person's specific situation. So I'm going to speak into my own. The investors also told Nintendo very clearly that certain games can't be priced higher, Metroid 4 and Mario Tennis. I don't know about that because I don't care about investors. I care about video games. This is not a financial or tech channel. This is a gaming channel. Price is relative, quality costs money, free-to-play model ruined everyone's perceptive of expectation on price. Nintendo values their games and the price reflects that. I wouldn't say it ruins it because it's added a lot of value. I've played Fortnite since, 2017 or 18. No, it had to have been longer than that. I don't know. And I like it. It's a free game, right? I don't mind the free model, but I also have perspective to understand that if I want to play a game like Jedi Survivor, it's going to be $70 day one. It might be on sale later down. I'm just going to spend the money because the experience to me is that's my access point. I'm not going to expect that get mad at the company for not selling me their games at a cheaper. That's like going to a store and being like, how dare you not have a sale and sell it to me for cheaper than what it is retailed for? How dare you? You guys are ridiculous for not selling me this shirt at a discount. I have to pay, $80 for this? How dare you? It's ridiculous. I think that the thing that makes Nintendo unique is that the games are almost universally held to a certain standard. Almost all first-party Nintendo games are pure fun from the start to finish. It's true. It's just the flavor. Do you like that flavor? Yeah, but that just means you can do that with most AAA games. Just even waiting a few months will decrease the price a lot. But I do love how Nintendo maintains value. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a ridiculous mindset. Is day one important if you aren't a content creator? Yeah, it is. It's because we have completely lost the sight of the anticipatory experience because of freaking rumors and silly dumb leaks. Kidding me? When Breath of the Wild came out, I had no intention of being a content creator. I day one the heck out of that crap, dude. You kidding? I requested a week off of work. Day one used to mean something. Day one was beautiful. Yoshi, when that game dropped, I'm chomping at the bit to play the new Yoshi's game. Day one is incredible. We've lost the value of day one because we go, well, I'm going to wait for a sale. How dare they charge full price for this? Or the worst ever, I'll just watch someone else play it and then decide if I want to play it. We are living our lives through the eyes of somebody else, and it's ridiculous. Day one is beautiful. I have fond memories of going to midnight releases. I miss when day one was special. Day one still can be special. This is the thing, is I'm realizing as I've created this kind of conversation around it used to be better. It can be again. It's up to you to bring it back. I don't really care for day one if it's not multiplayer. That is a shift because of the way that games have become. I do care. I can't wait to experience something. Because this is literally tomorrow's Brosy. We've been conditioned that if no one else knows we're doing it, then we're not doing it. That's just not true. And this is coming from someone who makes content and tells you guys what I'm doing. There are games that I play that you don't know I'm playing. And I don't care to tell you because it won't change it. It won't. I'll tell you what I'm playing. Well, no, I'm not even going to. I'm not going to tell you. It's mine. It's my experience. And I'm having a good time doing it too. Every minute of it. You don't need to know. You don't. It doesn't matter. But also besides Nintendo, stability is really an issue these days with AAA. It can be. It can be. Or it can't be. Stop watching Digital Foundry and all of a sudden the stability is much more okay. Stop trying to be a tech bro and actually just play the video game and consider some of the hiccups a charm. The problem is we have dissected our hobby into being stock prices, sales numbers, frame rates, and patch notes. What are you doing? Dude? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. I disagree. I don't think there's anything wrong with sales. I don't think there's anything wrong with sales. The mindset of getting upset with a company because they are not putting the game on a discount is the problem. That's ridiculous. How dare you not sell me your product at a discounted rate? So stupid. Ex-Apple employee here. We never had sales. Never. Apple's never had sales. They don't sell their stuff at a discount. Instead, for a certain amount of dollars you spend, you will receive additional dollars to spend. Perceived value from the company dictated by their pricing. Some people would look at that and say, that's so arrogant. I look at it and I say, it's expected. You now understand. It removes an element of choice from you. You no longer are like, do I purchase? Because think about it, right? Here's the deal. How many of you guys have purchased a game because it was on sale but didn't play it? It's all perspective. Games, certain consoles back in the day were just as expensive as now. It's true. Yeah, if you want to buy every game released, you need them to be 75% off. Yes. I just beat this wild game called Dispatch. You should check it out. Too many dicks in that game. Low impact, point and clicks style. Choose your own adventure game. Nah, too many wieners. It's not about getting mad at, but what if you financially can't afford day one? Then don't. So sometimes day one isn't smart or feasible. Then don't. If day one isn't feasible, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't. There's just as much, late to the party today, how are we doing? Doing great. I love this. There's just as much value in day one. There's no such thing as toxic positivity. That is a completely fabricated and unrealistic, dude. Tell me you have a certain mindset without telling me you have a certain mindset. There's no such thing as toxic positivity. 90% of my Steam library is games that I bought on sale and never played. There it is. There it is. There was one in early chapter at least a playthrough. Shrug. A game that decides to choose to leave wieners in their games is a game I will not play. Am I the only one that finds it funny when YouTubers now claim that they get motion sickness playing games at 30 frames per second? Sorry if I step on some toes. I do. But that's because I'm so close. So you have to also take that into consideration. 30 frames per second this close to a screen is actually a little bit jarring. I don't get motion sickness if I was to play it. Well, I don't have a TV to play it on my living room anymore. I wouldn't get motion sickness in my living room, but I'm sitting 10 feet away from my TV. When you're 2 to 3 feet away from your screen, that's a completely different experience. I get motion sickness on Donkey Kong Bonanza when I'm playing on my TV here, this close. Now, granted, it's a 42-inch TV. It's a very large screen, and I'm close to it. But you have to also take that into consideration when people say they get motion sickness on that. You have to realize that when they're sharing that experience with you, they're very close to the screen. All right? I didn't notice FPS that much ever if I got handhelds. Now I notice the difference between 30 and 60 and 60 and 90 easy. I had noticed it too. Perspective and appreciation for what you do has gone a long way. If you have to wait to get something, that's fine too. Yeah, it's true. A company is putting its resources. If a company tells investors they are forcing on long-term I don't care about investor meetings or any of that nonsense. Don't show me your math homework. Show me the answer. That's all I care about. I don't care about how you got here. I don't. Let me give some hugs and kisses. I'll be right back. 30 frames per second can be dog crap on pixel perfect game like Celeste, in my opinion. Wait, you mean a real gamer shouldn't care about ray traced tessellation of a diffused particles on hair strands at 4x zoom? Dude, hey, good on Digital Foundry for making a whole industry around pixel peeping, but good heavens, has it caused more issues than good? But also created a new generation of pixel peepers. Yeah, exactly. People who are pixel peeping but will go to their, 60 hertz a $300 70-inch Roku TV and be like, I can't believe that my Xbox is. Give me a break, dude. I think 30 frames per second game design choice, it's fine so long as the game designed to where you don't need the sharp inputs. God of War and 4 and Breath of the Wild. I would agree I would agree. Hey, I'm guilty of that prestigious nature. It is hard for me to play Final Fantasy VII Remake on my Switch 2 docked when I have played it on a PC at 4 times the resolution as well as frames. Nintendo Switch 2, and I don't need a gun to my head to make that to answer that question. I'm living it. Would you ever consider building your own game? I'd consider it. I'd consider a lot of things. Do it as a I'd consider it. You can notice frame rate differences, and it makes things nicer, but smooth frame rate is still more valuable than 11 billion FPS. True. And I like higher frame rate where possible. Yeah. I grew up on Xbox 360. I'm fine playing unstable 25 to 28. I'm not. Top 5 games of all time for me, and locked at 30 frames per second. It is locked at 30 frames per second, but there was a big difference when you were playing it on a giant TV in your living room. And now we have OLED TVs that the frame is all this. The hardware we're using is, try plugging in with an HDMI converter a Nintendo 64 to your TV. It's just not a good experience. Stable 30 frames per second is better than unstable 60. I disagree. Unstable 60 isn't 60, 40, 60, 40. Unstable 60 is 60, 55, 56, 57, 60, 57, 56, 60, 56. Okay, I will take unstable 60 over stable 30. Bring back the N64 playing at 20 FPS. Yeah. Hello, greetings from Germany. What's up, man? So that's my thing. Wait. So let's see. I think perspective and appreciation for what you have goes a long way. Yeah. Now I will say, seeing Breath of the Wild at 60 is huge difference. Doesn't make the Switch 1 version bad, but it's a big. It is. 45 FPS is the sweet spot for handhelds, in my opinion. Wish that would come the target in most games. I forgot the N64 was 20 FPS all the time. That's crazy. Back when I played Fortnite on the Switch, would get motion sickness handheld versus on the TV, but OG Switch for Fortnite is kind of rough. It is. Why choose? Like the argument that 30 FPS is just as good, I don't agree with that. But to see the Nintendo Switch play Indiana Jones at 30 frames per second is impressive, not because the game is being played at 30, but because the Switch 2 is able to run it. I've never gotten motion sick from a game. That's great, dude. It's certainly possible that Nintendo games are worth 60 plus, but that's what pushes people to Steam sales. A Lexus is worth the sticker price, but I would rather own a reliable used car I can afford. That example makes sense because all the principles are there, but I don't think that's... People go to Steam sales because they have this false notion that Steam cares about them and that Nintendo hates them. That's a big driver, and you'll often see that. I don't support Nintendo, they don't care about me. Neither does Steam. Steam does... Here's the deal. None of these companies care about you. And so what that means is they're not doing things to make you... They're not doing things because they are like, I really care about this person. And they're equally not doing things to be like, I really want to hurt this person. It's a double... It's like both of those need to exist. Okay? Like, Nintendo doesn't care about me. What that means is they don't set their prices based on my wants and needs. And they don't set their prices based on making my day harder. Steam's the same. People are like, well, Steam has better business practices. My interest in games is superficial at best. I want to play the game. Business practices, how many lunches are given out each year, stock prices, incentivized business programs for employees. I'm not a business guy. Not. I'm here to play the video game. Right? But the idea that a game company doesn't value their players because they don't sell their properties at a discount is indeed unbelievably ridiculous and reminds me of the child on the playground who screams and yells that the other kid is playing with a ball he wants to play with because he has to wait. Steam and Nintendo are both doing the same thing in different ways. Market skimming versus market penetration. I don't care about any of that. I really don't care about any of that. Is the FPS focus because modern TVs highlight dropped frames more? Playing old consoles on box TVs, I feel like bad frames aren't as obvious. It's true. Yes. And it's because the modern TVs can't do what old TVs did. People just aren't gamers anymore. I know. I am. I always joke that I'm not a gamer. No, what I am is I am a gamer. The definition of gamer has become someone who also understands all the sales numbers and is worried about how the market is working. I'm not that. I am the truest form of a gamer. I play video games, full stop. I don't care how it was developed. I don't. I don't. I do miss back when a gamer, it was just about game quality. But I feel like people care less about the games and in a vacuum. Yeah, we can do it though. That's what the Sasquatch Society can be. The information age has hurt gaming. We don't have to engage with it. The fact is that if we truly couldn't afford the prices, then Nintendo would drop them. But that's not the case. They're offering the games at the prices we actually can afford. We're spoiled by the sales. I think that people have a perception that the amount. I agree with that, actually. I agree with that. The information age has hurt most interest. Yeah. I feel like JD is auditing my armchair PhD in gaming, finance, and business models. Everyone wants to sound smart and know it all. Nobody just wants to do their thing. I do. How do you like your steak? S&P is the way for me. I think I'm going to pull the trigger for the FH6 Premium Edition so that I can play Friday. I'm off work, just going to chill and drive Japan. A lot of people are excited for that game. I really wish that I enjoyed driving games other than Mario Kart, but I don't. When I first got on PC, I loved the sales, but now I don't pay much to a game unless I want to play it first, then care about any prices. Yeah, knowledge and passion are not mutually exclusive. While that's true, the pursuit of knowledge often distracts and distorts passion. Did you ever get into Persona series? I didn't. I don't like the traditional Japanese relationship building interactions that you find in some of those games. Part of the reason why Fire Emblem Three Houses for me was a complete wash, but Engage was far more interesting because they didn't focus as much on the relationship building. Although Fire Emblem as a game does have relationship building in the games where you talk to a specific character, it increases the way that their combos can work, but it's not a focus, and you can go the whole game without doing that. But music and fashion is always a passion. At the Copacabana. I would actually love a new F-Zero when it comes to driving games. That there would be a tickle my fancy. Oh, okay. I have no interest whatsoever in relationship system in Persona. It's just not for me. It's not for me. Grim, I understand knowledge and passion are not mutually exclusive, but often the pursuit of knowledge will completely encompass and overpower passion to the point where the pursuit of knowledge becomes the passion, and the very thing that you were passionate about no longer is something that you even care about. And that often is the case, and I'm seeing it every day when it comes to gaming. As a school teacher here in Japan, I can't stand most Japanese RPGs because they all revolve around school life for teenagers. Me too. I hate it. It's the very reason why I really had a hard time getting into My Hero Academia, which I know is good. I just can't do it. Same with Jujutsu Kaisen. I know it's just the very beginning of it. They're in school, but I'm just like, it's so ridiculous. I don't care about school. The arcs where Gohan and now Goten and Trunks are in school and they have to pretend that they're not in school and they're the superhero. I just can't do it. It's silly and wacky and it's a trope. It's not a trope for me. It's why I think Spider-Man is the most boring superhero out there. Second most. Superman's number one because he's just a school kid. I'm not a school. I'm a 37-year-old man. School was 20 years ago for me. I have zero interest in any sort of experience in a high school setting. Zero. I don't want to experience it. I don't want to learn about it. I don't want to see it. I have no. The Gohan as a superhero. It's the superhero Gohan arc. When he's in high school, it's so lame. Gohan's great, but when he's in high school and he's Saiman, I'm just like, ugh. It was a hard read for me. It's like being invited to a golf course, and instead of playing, your friend sits down for 6 hours and discusses about how gold clubs are manufactured. Yes, I'm the opposite. I want social sim games like Persona, just without this occult stuff. The dungeons are fun, but I love I just finished making a trifold for a public sector organized while hanging with you guys. Now I'm going to open my DS Lite and play some Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Sick, dude. My Hero is one of my favorite antagonists ever, while also having my favorite protagonist. Oh, cool. Could not agree more. Yeah. Spider-Man was the CEO of a company in a recent run, wasn't he? I don't know. I'm not a fan. Another hot take, multi-dimensional things, I don't like. Some of that comes down to writing and Toriyama's original intention. Gohan, after the Cell arc, has a bit of patchy journey. He does, because that was supposed to be the end. The Cell arc was supposed to be the end. That's why the Boo arc was kind of weak. I got 2DS. Any good RPGs on it? Plenty. Depends on what you like to play. All of that, I feel it. I've never bored on this anime where all the characters are 16 years old. It's not for me, dude. Have any of you dudes ever played No. Deborah's Spit low-key OP. It's just, dude, it's some of that you could tell. Like, you could tell, you're like, are you a Fire Emblem guy? Me or this person? I love Fire Emblem. Hot take, Japanese fandom is overrated. That is a hot take, because that's like saying hot take movies are overrated. That's very, very vague. Hot take eating's overrated. Who's your favorite superhero of all time? My favorite superhero at one point was Wolverine. Now it's Star-Lord. But I think superheroes are overrated. Full stop. Boo Saga is where I dropped out of DBZ. It was tough. What's your fave Fire Emblem? Either the first Game Boy Advance one or Awakening on the DS. Or maybe it was 3DS. I forgot which one it was. Later, John. Hot takes are overrated. Now we talking, baby. Now we talking. Hey, 133 of you, 72 likes. I need 29 of you to hit the like button so that the Sasquatches could live on forever. Okay? Let's get the 101 just like that. Let me see it happen. Let me see it happen as if Thanos snapped, baby. Let me see it. I just want to see 101 just pop up as if Thanos snapped. Watch the anime Ghost Stories. Funny as heck. Fire Emblem Awakening, Bravely Default, Bravely Second Awakening does have the relationship stuff, but it's great Fire Emblem. The relationship stuff isn't its own part of the game, though. It's like when you're on the battlefield, you go talk to somebody. I've never seen DBZ where to start. I would just say with this standard, just Dragon Ball Z. I would honestly recommend reading it. I think the manga is great. No, saying superheroes are overrated is a hot take. They are, dude. They're so boring. I don't know. You either grew up watching Star Wars or superheroes. I did not grow up watching superheroes. I saw Batman. I grew up Star Wars. Star Wars. I also didn't grow up watching television shows. I grew up watching movies. And superheroes didn't really have movies back in the day. I'm just not into superheroes. But like, shouldn't I start with the original Dragon Ball? No. Dragon Ball is its own. Yes, it's it is Goku and you meet Piccolo, but realistically, for the most part, and all the Bulma stuff and who Master Roshi is, and I guess Krillin too. There's a lot, and Yamcha. There's a lot there. Okay, there's a lot there. But Dragon Ball, I would say, is a comedy action. It's very comedic. It's very much so a comedy. Dragon Ball is the embodiment of the early 90s. It's shonen, so it was originally in a magazine, so like a newspaper. It would be like a newspaper cartoon. That's Dragon Ball. Whoa, spoilers? No, it's just who you meet. I didn't say anything. Right? Master Roshi though? Yeah, whatever. Like Dragon Ball itself, you meet all these people, right? You meet all of these people. But Dragon Ball Z, it starts with all these people they have met, but the story itself, you do not need the knowledge of Dragon Ball to have the rest of it. Dragon Ball is a relic of a time. Yeah. As far as the manga is concerned, I find Dragon Ball extremely good. I loved the manga. It's creepy at times. It's also culturally, there was stuff going on. Okay. I found the manga good. The anime is tough to watch. Piccolo's the greatest dad. He is the greatest dad. But you can start Dragon Ball Z and be just fine. Don't cry. Spoilers. The show is way old. It's like when people, spoilers, talking about Star Wars. Like, you haven't seen it yet? That's on you. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to cry spoilers. You can just start with Dragon Ball Z. Most people in the 90s did. A lot of people who are like huge Dragon Ball Z fans in 2026 who are like, I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, they haven't seen Dragon Ball. It wasn't something that was here. Hot take, Goku is a superhero. A lot of people like to say that. Mustache Vegeta is the best dad. Dragon. The way you just described Dragon Ball is how I think about Star Trek original series. Is cool and all, but you just start with the next generation. Oh, interesting. Okay. Was thinking of playing Kakarot to see if I would like Dragon Ball Z. Should I not and try to read the manga first? So Kakarot is you're going to play through the game. It's the show. It's the manga. I think the manga is great. Here, I'll link you guys something so that if you buy this manga set, Amazon has to give me money. This is the one I have. I'll show you. This is an affiliate link so that I can make $3 if you decide to buy it. This is what I read. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a really good time. At one point, I was trying to do a Dragon Ball Z manga read along. I didn't do it because it just didn't end up working. This is the... Oh. Okay, there's some... Okay, they still have it. I was like, it doesn't seem to be easily purchasable on here. This is the one I have. I'm going to copy. Let me see... View my order. I'm curious if I can see my invoice. Wow. Okay. Do I have these books? Oh, these are all the books I have? Oh, it's just telling me the books I have. I can't read it. Okay. So here. 10 euros from Will you purchase the Wolverine game on release? Can't wait for... No, it's too violent. It's too violent for me. Here it is. So it looks like on Amazon it's like $190. I bought it for $125. I remember when Dragon Ball came to Toonami, I was so excited after watching Z, but I just didn't like it very much. Yeah, it's Dragon Ball is really weird. I enjoyed playing DB Budokai. Yeah, it's different. If you read or watch the first, then play Kakarot, you'll get burnt out. In my opinion, pick one. Yeah, I would say this. Yeah, either read, watch, or play. The new DB movies are excellent, though. Just hop in there. Yeah. I'm an 80s kid, so Akira is the best, obviously. Close second for me is Valley of the Wind. I'm not familiar. So what I just sent you is the box set. Oh, yeah. A lot of DB games are a rehash of the main story. Yeah. I'm currently playing through a Game Boy, the Game Boy Advance Goku game. It's so good. It's so good, but it's just what he did, what happened. Very fun though. But like, you learn about the Nimbus. You learn about all that stuff. That's the joy of Dragon Ball. It's just not necessary as a team. But now and today, Gundam is my favorite series ever. I'm reading Origins. I am a manga fan over anime. And the reason is the speed at which I can receive the story. Anime is fun to watch, but I read 26 mangas, 26 volumes of a manga, which was the entirety of Dragon Ball Z over the course of a few months. It's probably longer than that. Maybe it was a year. But I was ingesting it so fast, the pacing was better. And now when I watch anime, the pacing is really slow, and that for me is tough. That's tough. So I read manga not because it's better, because almost all animes are adapted from a manga at one point, which is also really nice. So if you read the manga and you talk to someone who's only watched the anime, you guys both can have the same conversation and no one's really missing out on much other than maybe some visual stimulation, which someone would get by watching the show. Gundam is good. Big robots making other robots boom and fun stuff. Yeah. So, I grew up watching Coronation Street and with Minan. I don't know what that is. I'm the same way. 30 chapters away from finishing Naruto. There you go. Did you watch Naruto? I haven't watched any anime. Sorry. I have. I binge watched one, my first and ever. So, okay, let me rephrase that. I've watched a couple in my time. One was Full Metal Alchemist. I haven't seen Brotherhood. I watched that. And then another was I binge watched in like 2 weeks because I wanted to go see the Demon Slayer movie with some friends, but I didn't want to go into it blind. So I watched that whole show in 2 weeks. That's the only... Oh, and Solo Leveling. I'm currently caught up with Solo Leveling. These are the only ones I've watched. I like Solo Leveling because honestly, it reminds me of Fire Emblem. I'm reading Solo Leveling. Fun to see it in motion, enjoying the manhwa more. Yeah, the second GBA DBZ game is much better than the first. Which one is that? Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is so good. Attack on Titan is up there for me. Yeah, Solo was dope. Yeah, Solo's cool. It's a cool show, right? Fullmetal Brotherhood is better. The manga adaptation. All right. Everyone has, yeah. OG was great though. Yeah. Legacy of Goku 2 is OP. What am I? I'm playing. Let me check. I don't even remember the name of it. Adventures of Goku. That's it. Full Metal is my favorite manga. You ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh? No. I was cool. Sorry. Monster Rancher. Gundam Origin is to get the recent generation into Gundam based off the original Gundam series. Yeah. I feel like Solo Leveling would be a much better anime than a manga. I feel like its animation carried it so much further than the story. I don't know. Somewhat, I don't know. That may be true. I have no reference. I have no frame of reference for that one. That seems logical. I have DBZ Boo's Fury for GBA. Haven't played it yet. It's on my backlog. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. That sounds familiar. Hold on. I have to turn this on. I have to see. My introduction to anime back in the day was Goiver. I don't even know what that is. Animation is great for Solo Leveling. The anime changed a lot from the manhwa, not necessarily in a good way. Yeah. I don't like Solo Leveling. The main character just got too powerful. Time to be a nerd then. Check it out. No, it's not for me. State saved. Okay, what game is this? Oh, Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. That's what it is. You should check some of the classics, Cowboy Bebop, Neon Genesis. When I was in high school, in marching band, Cowboy Bebop, the main theme was the opener for our show. I remember that. It was actually pretty sick. Bebop is awesome, so I've heard. Is Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure very good. Oh man, it's so cool. It's so great on the Analog Pocket. I hear JD use the B word. Backlog. I was reading a comment. Being too powerful is kind of the point, but to each their own. What's been the best Switch 2 exclusive so far? Switch 2 exclusive? Are you gonna pick up Wind and Waves? Yes, and I won't play them. No, yes, I will pick up Wind and Waves because I pick up every Pokemon game hoping that it interests me, and I'm willing to take the risk because I don't think Pokemon's something you can observe. I think it has to be a game you play to understand whether you like it or not. Pokopia, easy GG. That's what some people would say. They think Pokopia is the best. I would say, honestly, Switch 2 exclusive, I would say probably Mario Kart World for me. There aren't many Switch 2 exclusive, let's be real. I would say Mario Kart World. Advanced Adventure is a great game, very fun. I thought you were talking about Legacy of Goku. They're pretty good as well. Yeah, I heard those are good. I've been trying to collect the manga to the anime series that never finished the story. Initial D, the next manga. I will say this. Dragon Ball Z Super, Moro Granola arc. Some of the greatest Dragon Ball Z I've ever read in my life. Hands down. In fact, I would say Granola is probably my favorite. Like, there's some freaking sick stuff. No such thing as a backlog for me. Just stuff out and trying stuff out and having fun. Yeah, it's a library. That's what a library is. Dragon Ball Sagas was magically good for me. Such a bad game. So, let's talk about the games, right? Pokopia is great exclusive, but not for everyone. It's not for me. I have a like-dislike relationship with it. Donkey Kong Bonanza for exclusives for me so far. So, playing games. Brosy. So Brosy is the name of the podcast that I have. I've just started. Brosy is going to have a long play. I started talking about this and I got distracted. Of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because I am going through so many games and trying to play through so many games. I kind of want to have something in the background that you just kind of comfortably come back to. And so there is my son at 9 beat his first Luigi's Mansion. That's so sick, man. Hot dang, $300 for a Gundam box set. Buy them individually. And so read them slowly because the box set's not real, I don't think. So I tried Animal Crossing, and once I got past the house arc, I was bored to tears. And I was like, okay, this isn't for me. I've tried Stardew like 6 times, and after the first 2 hours, I'm bored to tears. I'm like, okay, this isn't for me. I've tried Pokopia, and it's all right, but it doesn't inspire me to play it all that much. And so I'm like, all right, this isn't for me. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, I'm scared to try because I think I'll love it. And I'm just joking. Obviously, that's not going to be for me. And then there's that one where you like Fantasy Life, that not even interested. And so these games that are forever games that are basically just harvesting simulation, like they're basically Harvest Moon wannabes. I can't. Story of Season, I just can't. It's not my cup of coffee, right? It's not my cup of coffee. And so I'm like, what could be my cup of coffee? A game that I just kind of like comfortably get into. That's Brosy. And I found it. It's this and this. This in combination is my Brosy game, where I get in there and I can just mess around and I don't even need to worry about anything. And noticed you need a haircut. You got the mullet going on. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. It's looking real nice. No haircut needed. And so what I've decided, gotta be into checkbox games for Pokopia to click. Yeah, and I'm not. So what I've decided was, I want to get into, when I decided to relax and actually learn about the game, I loved it. That's great. Maybe one day I might find it interesting. I decided that for Brosy, the gameplay is just, it's there. It's eternal. Right? And so here's the Brosy thing. I'm going to talk about this next podcast episode. Brosy's going through a long play of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Honestly, like it's an infinite play, right? Everything, I want to experience everything about Breath of the Wild. I haven't. I kind of got to the point where I was like, I'm done. Let's just finish it. And Tears of the Kingdom, I haven't even scratched the surface. I kind of like pretty quickly just went to the end of the game. Famously, I actually I did the plateau, went straight to the shout out to anyone who's in here who saw it. Went straight to the castle, picked up the Hylian shield, and I defeated Ganon. I did do that with 4 hearts. That's straight to Ganon. Easy peasy. It wasn't easy peasy. It took a whole evening, but I did do that. And that was like, cool, I'm a good gamer now. It was right after I finished my Elden Ring playthrough. And I was like, I want to play this game that way. And so I have 80 plus hours in Tears of the Kingdom. I still never beat it. There you go. Are you playing both or picking one? I am going to play both, but Brosy is starting here. Who knows when we'll get here? We're starting here. And what does starting here look like? For me, I want to experience every bit of this game. So this is how I'm approaching Breath of the Wild. I personally never did it. I want to do all the shrines. Slowly, carefully, whatever. I want to, not have to, I want to do the MSQ, main story quest. Don't know if this would be easier or harder. The best Switch 1 exclusive? Oh, this. I want to experience all of the different conversations. You beat Elden Ring? What build did you type? I was a Great Sword Guts build. I want to do that in this. Does this mean I'm going to go for a 100%? No. I'm not going to force myself into that box. I'm not going to force myself into a checklist that some other person created. Am I going to go for the 100% little in the corner of the map? I'm not interested in going for that. I'm interested in doing the most I can do in this game to feel satisfied. And doing all of the Koroks is not something I find to be satisfying. Right? It's just not. So Brosy Podcast will include long plays of Breath of the Wild. Conversations about it. I'm not going to record my long plays of this game. I don't think that people care to watch me play Breath of the Wild in its entirety. Like, let's be real. Out of 120 people in here, can 4 of you hit the like button so we just get to 101? Out of 119 people in here right now, how many of you guys would be disappointed if I didn't record every single minute I played this game? I'm curious. I'm not going to do it even if it's all of you. How many of you genuinely would be disappointed if I didn't record all of my gameplay of this game for you to watch? Even more so, how many of you would even care to watch that? Right? I'm curious. I'm just curious if that's the kind of content you're into. It's great sleeping vibes. Yeah, there you go. Maybe have the Koroks, all the shrines. I'll hit you with a like real quick. Thanks. Whoa, 108. Who's calling me right now? Is it Matt? No, toll free. I'd throw it on in the background. Yeah. I only want highlights. Yeah. I wouldn't mind, but also just give me highlights. Yeah. It would be cool to see your takes and reactions to things as they happen in the game rather than talking about it after. I think this will be the 3rd time I've watched you play Breath of the Wild, so I'm good. Yeah. Low-key was hoping you would record it so I can play alongside. Wouldn't be disappointed. No, I'm here. Yeah. Oh, dang, dude. That's funny. Nah, you record what you want. I'm fine. Yeah, I like the conversations around it. Yeah, we're going to stick to conversations. Master mode? No. I have no interest in Master. I've played Master mode before. It increases the difficulty so much that it takes away the immersion for me. Conversation is better than Let's Plays for me, bro. I think that if you're over 20 years old, conversations are going to be far better for you. 100%ing isn't how I play games, really, but Breath of the Wild might be one of the rare games I would consider doing it. The only games I've 100% in adult is Demon, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne. Oh, nice. I'm still going to watch either way. Yeah. I think that it's time better spent if we talked about it. I'm going to play on stream, but did I make a mistake of playing Tears of the Kingdom first? No. I agree. Master mode wasn't my thing. It's just not for me. The difficulty increase far overshadows the gameplay mechanics as by a long. It isn't a proportional jump. It is disproportionate. It's like unbelievably disproportionate. So all of your enemies regain health if you step away from them for too long. Your enemy's difficulty and health is far greater, and your health is you're squishy as heck. 2 divine beasts on master mode and decided it isn't fun. Nah, you're okay rotating. You can go back. You might appreciate things differently. Yeah. I thought I was ready for master mode as soon as I beat the game. Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild can really be played at whatever order. It's true. Master Trials did a fun, hard challenge much better. Yes. Heading to my workplace Smash Bros tournament. Wish me luck. Oh, good luck. Who are you maining? Who's your main? Who's your alt? Just so that we have this conversation at least once, because everyone likes to talk it. I've been contemplating tearing through Elden Ring again. Same. One of my favorite games of all time is Elden Ring. I will not stream it, though, because I understand that the visuals of that game are something that some people don't prefer. And I am far more interested in creating an experience for most people than for few. Not all. I do not create experiences for all people. I love Breath of the Wild, but it took me a bit to get into it. Yeah. Don't judge me, but my main is Lucas. I mean, who cares? Cloud main, alt, Meta Knight. Okay. I'm a Ganondorf main, alt, Cloud. 100% games aren't a bad thing, but meant to be done over a period of time. I like the idea as I can go back. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I get older. I find myself turning into my dad, preferring the spoken word comment. Yeah. Look at this, dude. We've been talking for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Banjo main, Alt Luigi. Okay. When I was younger, I took pride in choosing harder difficulties. Now I just don't care. Yeah, no one cares. That's the thing. I didn't care for the weapon degradation as well. I think a lot of people found it to be obnoxious. I was actually quite indifferent to it. Honestly, everyone found it to be annoying. Do I like it? No, it's kind of annoying at times, I suppose. No, not even that. Actually, I don't think I care. Zelda main and Martha second. Okay. Banjo's been my requested character since Melee. Oh, isn't Banjo in it? Oh yeah, you said Banjo's your main. I'm looking forward to diving back into Breath of the Wild and Switch 2. Might do Link's Awakening first. Link's Awakening's very good. Crocs were boring as heck. I did about 3 of them and then avoided the rest. Oh, I just kind of casually. I didn't avoid any. I'm going to leave a dislike on this video because you won't discuss business franchises. Good. Keeps me humble. I'm saving my second Elden Ring playthrough for the Switch 2 launch. It's been so long that I will feel fresh. Yeah, I want to play it on the Switch, but I won't. For like many reasons. One of them in particular is that game I will not be able to play any slower than 60 frames per second. DK is my main, alternate is Link. It's all of my understanding of the game is at 60 frames per second. I do think it'd be fun if you did like an all light rail video. I'd love to see you a highlight reel video. Highlight reel video. I'd love to see you beat like a Lionel. Oh, DK is my main, alternate is Link since the N60. Oh, sick. JD, did you finish Pragmata? I did. I haven't played either, but I am leaning towards just picking Tears of the Kingdom. Are they both worth playing? I think they both are worth playing personally. Here's how I would approach Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They're the same game. Breath of the Wild is the base game, and Tears of the Kingdom is the expansion. I would look at it that way. I know that Justin hates when I say that. That's how I would look at it. And for me, that makes me enjoy it more because I look at the game as a continuation. Some people would say it's Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I would consider it to be a little bit closer to the same game. I don't mind it though. I really don't. I see it as a net positive. What FPS you get on the Steam Deck for Elden Ring? I didn't play it on the Steam Deck. I never played it on the Steam Deck. I tried it. I think I got like 30 or 40 frames per second max, and the text was far too small. It's very hard to read. The game itself is extremely text heavy. One thing that helps Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom is using Nintendo Note app and listening to all the background stories, which are very well voiced. Yes, I do intend on doing that too with the playthrough. To me, Tears of the Kingdom feels like beating Breath of the Wild and unlocking flying, if that makes... Yeah, I agree with that, that take, JD, about Tears of the Kingdom being expansion of Breath. Yeah, both are worth playing. Tears of the Kingdom adds another layer, literally and figuratively. Feels like they're just one big game ultimately. Yeah, and that's why Brosy's choosing it. Brosy's choosing Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom because I think that it is the closest that I can get to the traditional cozy game, but add swords, monsters, and let's be a little bit more Brosy about it. And so that's what the Brosy choice is, right? Cozy gamers would choose Animal Crossing or Pokopia, but a Brosy gamer needs a sword, right? We need to be able to deal with blood moons and a little bit more stakes, right? Quite literally, rare steak, right? So Brosy's gameplay, Brosy's game is the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom, right? And it's not for anything more than experiencing every corner of this game until I'm satisfied. Pro tip, the Note app works on iPad, so it doesn't tie your phone up. Oh, yeah, that's true. It's also and it easy. Let's run on the iPad. It's also not a bad thing. More of the same seems to have bad meaning. Well, when something's delicious. Did you play Echoes of Wisdom? That game surprised me. This was the game I was considering playing today. But we are almost to the, well, but I don't want to. I'm going to play that in my own time because I want to enjoy it and not have to think. This one I've played so much that I know it inside and out. The GOAT. I know it inside and out. So I hope you add DQ11 to the Brosy library. It's the RPG comfort food. So Brosy's gaming is excuse me. Brosy's gaming is different than dude, you're crushing Justin. I know, man. Father's Day couch co-op stream with the bros. I wish. DQ11 may be, but like, oh, we'll see. We'll see. This is kind of gonna. This is gonna be a heartbeat. So the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom is a heartbeat. He was so close to playing Breath. It was a consideration, but I had it out because I'm like, maybe I'm not feeling it. I'm just not. And I know that's heartbreaking for Justin. Actually, Justin doesn't care. Likes to toy with my emotions, my heart, play with it and crush it. I'm so used to it. I've become numb. Justin and I had a great conversation yesterday. So we have an understanding. I really enjoyed. You guys are gonna have to be a part of a conversation that you guys weren't even there for. Justin, everyone's just watching us have a conversation right now. I really enjoyed our conversation yesterday. It was a wonderful phone call. I genuinely enjoyed it. Oh, I forgot. My Switch controller is dead. But lucky for me, I have so many. Yeah, JD is giving Star Trek a try. My dreams have come true. It's a very interesting show. Bully this man into couch co-op stream. With who? With who, dude? Off to work. Have a great stream. Thanks, dude. Hey, we have 2 members. Does anyone else want to become a member? It directly supports the channel every month. That was the worst pitch ever, but there it is. There it is. Dude, JD literally answered the prayer yesterday with a phone call. You ain't got no boys? I'm a father, dude. All my friends are dads. No, I ain't got no boys. My kids are 2 and 5. You don't get boys until they're at least, your youngest is 10. If you don't got no couch co-op homies, you need couch. Dude, how many dads out here have couch co-op homies? Valid. Yeah. How many of you guys have couch co-op homies, dude? I doubt. Caleb versus, what do you say? Bring Ethan back? In due time. In due time. Was I playing in master mode? Okay, playing normal mode. Yeah, what was I doing? Was I trying something? I think I might have been trying something. New game. Save file 2. New game. There it is. Is it? Yeah, it's on it. I volunteer as tribute. Well, dude, you got to get out here. You got to get out here. Me, dog, Bud, Brew, and lovers in a dangerous space-time. Dad here. Can confirm I have no couch co-op homies. I like a good couch co-op game. Yeah, that's right, dude. I have some boys, but couch co-op is kind of rare nowadays. Love it, but gotta train the wife to play couch co-op. We do a LAN party once a month with all my childhood friends. Do you have kids, Vladdy? Now my son is 8. He's become my couch co-op buddy. I've been playing Lego Marvel Superheroes with him. Oh, that's awesome.
Open your eyes.
My wife and I game together. It's a dream.
Open your eyes.
Gonna try to become one of them Sasquatches one of these days soon. Tapped out on the money. Oh, dude, it's all good. You don't even worry about it. This weekend is going to cost me financially and emotionally. What's happening this weekend? No kids. Even when you have gaming homies, no kids. Well, that makes sense. Even when you have gaming homies, it's hard to agree on a title at the same time. This is true. This is true. I've played this game so many times. It still feels good. Prayers to you, Maz. Oh, yeah. Never mind. You don't have to share if it's... A lot of memories playing Minecraft split screen. Oh my gosh, this game, it feels so much better. First in one game I bought day one in one of my favorite. Yeah. Speaking of co-op, I'm very excited for...
Is a Sheikah slate. Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
Orbitals? I don't know what that is. Justin Gray sent one analog gift to Gruden Grog, dude. Just throwing them around. Throwing them around. Skip cinematic button has ruined enjoyment of... Yeah. Dude, Justin is manufacturing coins and throwing them out. One day, JD, hear me out. I'll come chill out and spend a weekend. Haven't been able with school, 3 kids, and life. But really will. You're a friend to me, man. You give me a call. You give me a call. I think you have my number. I think we have. If you don't, we can fix that very easily. You give me a call. And I will absolutely figure it out with you, and you can just stay at my place. If it's just you, if you're flying, you know, I can't house a whole family. But if it's just you, dude, you stay at my place.
Hold the Sheikah slate up to the pedestal. That will show
Oh,
you the
that's
way.
right. That's orbital. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. So, Breath of the Wild first, then Tears of the Kingdom? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. My coins have the Vulcan salute on them.
Link, you are the light. Our light.
Yes.
That must shine upon Hyrule once again.
Yes.
Now go.
Okay. Gotcha. Never played Zelda game. This was the single greatest. Name a better Name a better intro in all of gaming. First, the realization you can climb anything at any time. And then they go, hey, also, this is your new game. We all remember this moment. This is so crazy. This is so crazy. I may join when we get to Tears of the Kingdom. I'll have to see. I know it's good and I want to like it. Just hasn't stuck when I played it before. You do what you want, man. We're going to be here for a while. This is a long play. This is a heartbeat. I can't imagine because there isn't one. The music, there's nothing. This game, dude, I remember it so vividly. Dude, there's nothing beats that moment, man. Nothing beats that moment. And then you go and you pick up the stick and you're like, wait a second, I can pick up whatever I want. I can attack. That's right. I just got to remember all of the different things. Dude, it's just so good. This is the first game that I played through when I got my Switch 2. Nice. The Switch presentation in 2017 trailer. Yeah, dude. Never played Breath of the Wild before. I have Switch 2, though. Well, there you go. Lucky for you. Yeah. Lucky for you. You don't need a Switch 2 to play this game. Just wish I played it for the first time on Switch 2. So smooth at 6. It is. It is. It completely debunks the conversation around 60 doesn't matter. This shows that not only I mean, it's not that it doesn't matter, but this showcases how much it matters. Back from tournament, I got past round 1. Heck yeah, dude. Enjoy the game, everyone. JD, have fun with this. Gotta step away for a bit to take care of my dogs. For sure. Later, Moz. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was Moz. I just, in my 30s, just had our second kid. Heck yeah, dude. Welcome in. Welcome into the dad, the multi-kid thing. Not dad, the multi-kid is a different world, dude. It is a different world. He's gonna yell at me. Yes. Oh, forgive me. I couldn't resist pulling your leg. Please help yourself an apple. Yes. Who are you? It could be YouTube. Are you sure the Nintendo Switch 2 version? Yeah. Why? It's YouTube. I'm sure. You're making me want to start a new playthrough. Join, dude. Gotta go. Okay. Yeah, it had the 2 save slots at the beginning. Yeah. Biggest changes from 1 to 2 kid. 1 kid to 2. It's... Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's insane, man. Yeah, I wish also found Tears hard to play. Wife and oldest finished it. I barely explored. Tears can be overwhelming. So what I like about Breath of the Wild over Tears is everything you look at you can explore and nothing is hidden. Tears of the Kingdom, technically 2/3 of the game is hidden. Well, technically 1/3 of the game is hidden. I realize that it's not like a 1-to-1, so it's like half the game. Tears of the Kingdom I couldn't get into after having my second, but now there's a bit older. I am finally sitting down. Yeah. Yet another forgotten entity. All right, let's why you guys why do you say I wish that they switch? It's so funny that it's still a Switch 1. What do you why you say are you sure this is the Switch 2 version? Is it because it looks Are you not noticing? Is it not? Yep. Is it not? Is the frame rate not what you expect it to be? Is that why? Oh, whoops. It didn't. I needed to hold. Okay. Maybe it's YouTube being weird with locking 60 behind premium.
Link,
Does not look like 4K.
head for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Breath of the Wild, heck yes. Yep. The highest resolution from YouTube is 1440. Yes. Because I'm broadcasting in 1440. I don't broadcast in 4K. So what you're seeing is at best 1440. The highest resolution from YouTube is 1440. That's the highest you will get. I do not broadcast in I only broadcast in 1440 because it'd be crazy. All I know is whenever I load it up from a cartridge, it always defaults to the old version, and I have to manually patch it and tell it to play Switch 2 version. I mean, I'm playing this. I had to manually change my YouTube settings from 720 to... Oh, okay. So... just get ourselves a good amount of health stuff. This one, I guess, wasn't close enough to the fire. See, like, this kind of thing, just doing this is like, I could do this all day, dude. Just, that's what Brosy's all about, man. Yeah, definitely running at 60. Yeah, this game looks fantastic. It does. So if you want to be a part of the Brosy playthrough, we're just playing this game. How much of this game? Yes. How much do you have to play? Sure. Do you have to play it in its entirety? If you want to. Do you need to, you know, make sure that you do all things? If that's what you're into. It's just the experience that I'm going to have is going to be my own personal experience of just exploring every aspect of this game. And just when I need to unwind, this is my unwind. Woohoo! The Wild Zelda era is Dude Cozy game. It's a Brosy game, that's right. It was just YouTube. Okay. YouTube likes to work that quality down lower and lower all the time. Yep. They don't want to pay for the bandwidth. So they oh, wait. Did I miss it? So anyway, this will be a forever playthrough. I don't think we'll ever arrive at the final destination. There's so much of this game. There's so much of this game. I can go that way. I'll just go this way. Oh, I need to... Pretty sure I said... The only reason I like Tears of the Kingdom is that it felt a little more... Oh, that's right. Oh, so... Look at this. I have programmed my back buttons so that I can do the run exploit by doing... Dude, that's so crazy. That's not what I wanted to do. It's that. Okay. I need to remember all of my battle stuff. Come on. Okay. Stop ragdolling. I'm so bad at this. Come on. I need to figure out... Good heavens. I'm trying to figure out my timing. Come on. Whatever, I'll just smash this guy to oblivion. It's fine. It's fine. Favorite region? I don't know. Definitely picking this game back up. Heck yeah, dude. Welcome to the Brosy movement. The only reason I like Tears of the... I already read that. This is the Brosy prescription, dude. Welcome in. All we're doing is playing through Breath of the Wild in its entirety, trying to experience it. There's no checklist. I'm not going to give you a criteria. I am someone who is trying to experience every corner of this game, so I'm going to want to try to perceivably play it at a capacity where I feel like I have experienced 100% of the game. I don't know if that's going to be Nintendo's perceived 100% or if it may be. I may get to a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for Nintendo's perceived 100%. But as it stands right now, that is not my goal. What is Brosy? Brosy is the name of my podcast. It is also my adaptation on the word cozy. Brosy. It is the bro version of cozy. Brosy is a comforting feeling that you feel while also feeling adventurous. And the best embodiment is a cozy game would be that of something like Animal Crossing or Pokopia, where a brosy game is Breath of the Wild. Brosy has combat. I started replaying this past weekend. I upgraded the Switch 2 version. I loved the game years ago and loving it just as much right now. I feel like the Switch 2 version creates an experience that is as close to a new experience as you can get without it actually being a verified new experience. Right? Like, this is obviously not a new game. This is obviously not, there's nothing really inherently new about it, but the game itself does feel new enough. I beat TMNT Shredder's Revenge on just co-op party nights. Recently had a day where I had 3 buddies over till 3 a.m. playing Crawl. Highly recommend. That's awesome. Pizza, brews, buds, and buddies. Pizza, brew, bud, and buddies. Oh, so you guys, you're saying that you smoked weed? Cool, dude. Nice, man. Look, great. I just need me to get a Brosy recliner now. Yep. Currently suffering through Pokemon Sword while watching you play this masterpiece. Why are you suffering through it? Are you joking, or are you actually genuinely like, I can't get through this game? Stop playing it, dude. Ditch it. Leave it. Let's... This is the only pot I smoke. Who says that? Let's smoke some pot. Smash. Who's that? Who's that? If you guys are able to tell me who that is, I will consider you... a real one. Who's that? Let's smoke some pot. And then smashes pots and goes, ha, ha, ha. If you know who that is, you're a real one. And just know that I would gift you a membership immediately if I could do that. But you can't do that here on YouTube. Just know that in my heart of hearts, I would. I put down for a couple years, but trying to finish it. Okay. I bet you wouldn't be... There's got to be someone. You know what this game does? This game encourages you as the player to enjoy enjoy getting lost. No one's going to be able to answer that. Oh! Skyman! Skyman, dude! He gets it. He gets it. He gets it. He gets it. Aren't you all about beating the backlog, though? No. Nope. I am not all about beating the backlog. I'm about treating your games like experiences that you haven't yet had rather than treating them like an obligatory homework assignment that you have to get through because for some reason it matters. Did someone make a Hickok 45 joke? Did we properly thank Bud's gun store? I did. I said let's hit that gong. That's right, dude. It's because I went into the temple and I started smashing pots and I said, let's smoke some pot. And I smashed some pots and I went, ha 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 ha. And I was like, who knows what that is? Oh, come on. What about beating games before buying new ones? I don't think that matters either. I think that if you, let's say, here's an example. If who here is really excited to play the Wolverine game? I'm not, but whatever. Don't. There we go. Who's here really excited to play the Wolverine game? Hot take. I like the rain in Breath of the Wild. It's cool. It's cool. 2 liters. Terrible in fear. Yeah, that's right, dude. Oh, good. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, that's... oh. No, don't cancel. That is hysterical. Wolverine stole JD's aesthetic. That is hysterical. That's one way to get down. How many Korok seeds do I have? That was so funny. Okay, give me a freaking break here. What? I always forget. All right, I got the Korok seed. That's one way to get down. First death. I'm just waiting for the new avatar. The faster loading is really a great thing. Yeah. So, okay, this is where I was getting at. Do you think I'll make this? Yeah. So let's say you're someone who is like really wanting to play Wolverine whenever it comes out. Or let me earlier game. Let's say you really want to play Indiana Jones. Is that a hit? That is, I think, a Talus right there. Let's say you really want to play Indiana Jones, okay? That's all you want to play is Indiana Jones. Is that a Talus? No. Hmm. Could've sworn it was. And... where was I supposed to go? Oh. There. Let's say you really want to play Indiana Jones and it came out yesterday. But you're in the middle of playing through Metal Gear Solid for some reason. I don't know why I'm using all these examples. Should you beat Metal Gear Solid and not play Indiana Jones, even though you've been waiting for that game to come out for the past however many months on the Switch 2? I don't think so. I think if you're waiting for that game, go play it. Now, should you purchase 6 games on your wish list because they're on sale, even though you're not willing to play them in that moment? No. This is probably a hot take. Wow. Thanks for the €5. It's probably a hot take, but I have no interest in GTA 6. It's taking so long to come out and excited and play it now. Oh, the GTA 6, that's not a hot take. You're in the right place. I think GTA as a franchise is lame. I think borderline shouldn't exist. And it's capitalizing on the depravity of man. Yes, that is, there's the hot take. You want a hot take for GTA 6? I think that it's lame. It's capitalizing on the depravity of man. It is completely unnecessary and doesn't need to exist. Is it, where do I don't understand. I do have some. GTA sucks. I do not speak. Yes, it does. No, I have no interest in GTA 6. I don't think many people do. Caught him in 4K. Can I headshot this guy? I think I can. Right there. Whoopsie. A little bit higher. Bam. 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 Thank you, ma'am. Oh, you know what, dude? Am I going to be able to do this? Did we end up finishing Pragmata? Yes. I'm rotating my chair to aim, by the way. I am sitting in the weirdest position, and I'm rotating my chair to aim, and this is Nintendo. Watch them. Watch them. Watch them. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? What's up, dude? Oh, whoops. Boop. Oh. That's on me. L.A. Noire, it was awesome. Blew my mind back then. Oh, yeah? I want a new bully in L.A. Did you? Yeah, I finished Pragmata last week. I see what y'all are saying, though. Honestly, I might sell Sword after... Okay, let's do that again. Let's do that again. Can I... From here? Maybe? Oh, I need to go... Can I? I really want to get this. Right there? 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 I have one shot left. Right there. Oh. 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 I'm just gonna really quickly, hope you guys don't mind. Boom. Make sure that we do this right. No arrows. Ooh, wait a second. Arrows. Headshot, maybe. Good. That's what I'm talking about, baby. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, huh? So when it comes to backlogs, I don't believe that we should be calling it backlogs, because backlog insinuates that the amount of games that exist in its entirety is something that's obligatory in interaction. I changed the my verbiage around it to library. I use the word library because that would insinuate, or that would infer, not insinuate, that the game itself is one to be played, right? Excited to play it, okay? So that's the way that I've changed the verbiage. Now, when it comes to buying games before finishing them, is it a good practice to finish your games? Yes. But am I also not, I understand that not everybody has done that. They have way more games than to finish, and we would be sitting here never purchasing games that we're looking forward to. I think that rather than calling your video games a backlog, it should be called a library. And rather than necessarily waiting to buy new games until you finish a different one, you should purchase a game when you are going to play it in its entirety. If you're not interested in actually playing it in its entirety and that you're only going to play it for 5 minutes and then drop it, don't purchase the game. And also, don't purchase games with the intention of getting to them when I can, but rather purchase games when you're going to play them. That is my approach. At my job, the backlog is the list of tasks that I need to be completed that haven't started yet. Not the association I want with my... Yeah. Sorry for disappearing. Game Time is my favorite of these shows. Oh, nice. That's surprising. In my eyes, it doesn't matter if you finish a game. Play it as long as it's fun, and when you feel you got everything out of it, move on. To a certain degree. I think discipline's important. Could do another 115 hours in this game. I was so sad when I finished it. Well, here we go. Don't buy it, or it will shelf warm like Echoes. Cautionary tale. Echoes of Wisdom was a gift. I'm almost certain that Justin donated for me to buy it. I could be wrong. GTA and Red Dead Redemption reliably set. This dude is crazy. This is 30 frames per second. Maybe. Ooh. Ah, yes, that's nice. Ever play Earthbound? I have not. But I've played Eastward. So in summation, treat your backlog like a library, something that you interact with, and treat your purchasing like with gravity. Only buy games you intend on playing upon purchasing the game. So that means sales should only be utilized if the moment the purchase is made, the game is played. Imagine buying your clothes on sale with no intention on wearing them. Oh, I'm going to buy this suit because it is inexpensive, but I have no reason to wear this suit anytime soon. That sounds kind of crazy. Let me buy this wedding dress because I'm going to get married someday. Said no one ever. Those visuals are still stunning. Oh yeah, cell shading will always age so well. Always.
Try to remember. You have been asleep for the past 100 years.
Forever. I could use a 100-year nap.
When the beast regains its true power, this world will face its end.
Princess Mononoke, anyone? So you're saying my 6 wedding dresses was a bad purchase? Yes. Only buy the Gundam you're gonna build.
Now then, you must hurry, Link,
Wake up, Link. You're now running at 60 frames per second.
before it's too late.
The Japanese have a term for collecting books. So undo. You intend to read them, but never get to them. I think it also applies to games. Well, I mean, if you're a game collector, that's one thing, but don't trick yourself into thinking that you're a game collector when in reality, you're just a collection without. Sorry, I don't remember who said it. I think it was Justin, the sage. Collection without curation is hoarding. Ho! Yeah, I don't finish as many games as I'd like to these days. Just part and parcel. Yep. I'm a digital game collector, as are most people. Not by choice. Anytime a new open world game comes out, there's inevitably a tidal wave of videos comparing the game to GTA RDR because the quality is that good. I wouldn't go that far. Just because you're first doesn't mean you're best. You son of a... You're right. No, not at all. Just use them to cover your wall of Gundam. Yes. I think these days people compare them to Breath of the Wild, though. Yes. I don't think that there's a quality reference to Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. I think it is, at first, it was a pioneer. They were the pioneers of it, but I certainly don't believe that they are the gold standard. I sometimes buy day one to support. I know 100% I'll get to it and play immediately. Don't have time. That's a library edition, though. That's fine. There, it would appear that moment is approaching. Gosh, man. The cell shading is just so insanely good. Guys, I said beating the backlog, meaning like beating the notion of having one by actually playing and finishing my games. Nice. Skyrim became the gold standard and then Breath of the Wild. Yeah. You want JD hot take? I don't really enjoy Skyrim. I'm trying to only allow myself to do that with indie games. There's no need in my mind to do that with AAA games. I don't even think it's necessary with any games. Like, if you're just buying it to support them, why don't you just send them a check? I don't like. That's a crazy take. I have tried Skyrim 5 times and it just feels bad to play. I never liked it. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is more reference for story. Thoughts on Zelda movie upcoming? Not sure. I'm not. I will see it because I'm interested in how they're going to do it. But if it's really truly live action, I don't understand what they're going to do here. Link, and if Link speaks, it's going to be really weird. I won't lie. Do we really need another console generation? The gap between 4 and 5 was underwhelming. Why are we already talking about console generation? Skyrim, the game that I somehow own, have started 4 to 5 times and probably have an hour total time. Guilty pleasure, though. I loved Starfield. Shouldn't be a guilty pleasure. I think guilty pleasure would be saying, like, I think a guilty pleasure is something you should be guilty of and actually feel guilt for, is loving a little bit higher. Sick. Guilty liking a game that's like not good. Out of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which is your favorite? I prefer Breath of the Wild. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom has too much stuff that I have to pay attention to. Am I headshotting here? Just sniped, dude. Just sniped. I know less is more. I already have Switch 2 and Steam Deck OLED, but would you recommend the mod retro chromatic? Why do you want a mod retro chromatic? It's cool, but like, do you have Game Boy games? For more nostalgia gameplay? Do you have Game Boy games? Are you gonna go out and spend hundreds of dollars? Because if you want to play Game Boy games in the truest form factor, yes, I recommend it. 100%. If you don't have Game Boy games, you got a lot of money you're gonna have to spend in order to actually capitalize on that experience. So you got a lot of work to do. That Bokoblin was gyroed. That's right, dude. I'm the friggin' sniper. I'm the sniper of Hyrule. I am the sniper of Hyrule, dude. Improvements of Tears of the Kingdom, but honestly, never cared much for the zone. The Zonai device. Link on horseback is good enough for me. I agree. I found it to be a little tiresome. That's why this game is a little more charming, in my opinion, because it's just kind of the simple. All right. Cool. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. So much stuff, dude. See, this is the game, dude. I could literally do this for the next 10 hours. Horseback Link is always be the favorite. I used to sketch him from Majora's Game. Dude, I could literally play this game for hours. And there's the first shrine. You know, the cooking is the what people would do here, but there's no need to cook because I only have 3 hearts. So we're just gonna not even mess around with that. I wish Zelda would bring back the musical instruments. It's fun. Do I have a shield? Yes, I do. I feel like we're gonna get to at some point. I'm gonna see. I don't remember when the first. I think it's the other one. The game captured the alone perfectly, and the people in it capture the perfect tonal balance of survival. Dude, this game is so good. Is that what you're talking about, this game? Only Game Boy game I own now is Pokemon Blue. Hot take. Pokemon Blue, Yellow, and Red are rough to play. Hey, look, it's an EX thing. I don't even remember what this EX thing is. The shirt? No, the shirt's on the wall. I don't remember where the shirt was. There's a shirt somewhere. I think the shirt's on the wall. Only. It's gonna open it up. Access granted. I was yeah, Jan. The only thing that holds back Zelda for me personally, which aren't even inventory management, just kind of hate menus. Thank goodness Mario in that regard. Yeah, I guess I could see how that would be something that would be annoying to do, but nah, it's fine by me. Are you gonna be using Amiibo on this front? Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna use all of the tools at my disposal. For sure. The only version of Tears of the Kingdom, my preferred version, is that I grew up playing with Legos, and having a Lego system inside a Zelda game as an 8-year-old Justin's dream. Oh yeah. I think it's all, honestly, I think it's all great. This is gonna be my stopping point for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Gosh, what a great time. What a great time. This is gonna be fun. So Brosy episode coming out tomorrow. You guys look forward to that. Thank you to everyone who's watched yesterday's video for coming out today. We have 121 likes. We crushed it. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the members. We got 3 new members today. I have nothing more for you today other than enjoy the rest of your day. If you want to be a part of the Brosy long play, go ahead, join in. And I'm going to work on the Patreon so we can have some stuff there. But other than that, you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out today. Enjoy your next few days, and I will see you on Friday. And Friday, I think I'm going to spend a little bit more time in the game and enjoying that, and a little, maybe not 2.5 hours chatting about stuff, but Fridays will be reserved more for just playing. Sound good? Awesome. If you enjoyed what you're seeing, hitting the like button helps. Share this with somebody. And that's it. All right. Let's do this. Let me see this. I always like to see. I'm going to go over to Twitch because that is where there are some people I know. No one. Okay, no. The 2 people that I would send you guys to aren't there. So that's it. All right. You guys have a good one. Play more and be kind. Cheers.